Locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Wednesday, July 31st. Our top story, sentencing in a notable Milwaukee reckless driving case.
I'm Michelle Richards, in for Eric Bilstead. Milwaukee goes from receiver to sender.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Looking pretty good out there on the roads. No major delays around the area. Volume is relatively light, so we're in good shape. That's your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, a hot one. Humid as well under partly cloudy skies. High of 88 degrees. Partly cloudy and muggy tonight with a chance of thunderstorms moving in late in 72. Right now, Milwaukee temp at 68. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, man from Milwaukee headed to prison for crashing into a school bus while fleeing police in what a judge called one of the worst cases of reckless driving he's ever seen. Elijah Shabazz pleaded guilty to multiple charges last month after fleeing a traffic stop and colliding with a school bus. That happened last November, 76th and Capitol. The bus flipped on its side and then collided with several other vehicles. 4 people, including a 3-year-old in the car with Shabazz, were injured. Shabazz sentenced to 11 and a half years in prison, 8 years extended supervision.
Today is not the day to test your lead foot, and if you are thinking of trying, just don't.
Welcome to Speed Awareness Day. Did you know in Wisconsin, one person was injured or killed in a speed-related crash every 78 minutes in 2023? And it seems like things have only gotten worse, with speed playing a major factor in most reckless driving instances. Well, the Wisconsin DOT and law enforcement agencies are teaming up to participate in special speed enforcement and education efforts, spreading the word about the dangers of speeding. Speeding is not just breaking the law. The consequences can also range anywhere from wasting gas to being just plain treacherous. So let's ease up on the gas and stay safe on the roads. Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
First, the receiver of out-of-state officers, Milwaukee now becomes the sender.
75 officers from the Milwaukee Police Department are heading to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Their tasks will include providing security at delegate hotels and buses, as well as crowd and traffic control. By comparison, Illinois sent over 275 officers to Milwaukee for the RNC. The use of out-of-state officers here was criticized after Columbus, Ohio officers shot and killed an armed man west of downtown Milwaukee during the convention. Alderman Scott Spiker says MPD officers will work closely with local Chicago police during the DNC. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
City of Milwaukee will be reimbursed for time and expenses for sending those officers.
The political leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, has been killed in Tehran. An angry reaction is ramping up in response to that strike.
While Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin in the Philippines maintains,
we certainly have heard the reporting, but I don't have any additional information to provide.
Other players are getting agitated. Iran vows there will be a response. Turkey strongly condemns the assassination, saying it's aimed at spreading the war in Gaza to a regional level. Qatar calls it a flagrant violation of international law, and Russia labels it an absolutely unacceptable political murder. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
More help on the way for students with outstanding debt.
The Biden-Harris administration is taking its next step toward providing student debt relief to tens of millions this fall. Starting tomorrow, the Department of Education will begin emailing all those with at least one outstanding federally held student loan to provide updates on how they can take advantage of the programs. Once the rules are finalized, it will bring the total number of borrowers eligible for student debt relief to over 30 million. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Nearly a week since it began burning, the park fire is still growing in Northern California with minimal containment.
For Mike Wittenberg, it's an emotional return home.
There's just so much gone now. I don't know where to start.
The mountaintop house he shared with his fiancée and their 2 young children reduced to rubble and ash.
How do you tell them what happened to home?
I don't know.
The park fire is now California's 5th largest wildfire in recorded history.
Do you plan on rebuilding here?
We're still kicking it around. I think it's just too early to know.
It's a decision many who lost a home now have to face. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Forest Ranch, California.
Coming up, a victory lap in the Seine. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:04.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue, featuring acts like Here Come the Mummies, Gaelic Storm, and Pat McCurdy. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they've served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 1st and 11. Member FDIC.
Haul away big deals this Thursday through Sunday during Fleet Farm's Truckload Savings Event. Get 40 pounds of black oil sunflower seed on sale for $12.99. Save $150 on a Blackstone 28-inch griddle, now just $249.99. Pick up 2 40-pound bags of Diamond Crystal Softener Salt for only $10. And get a 27-gallon industrial tote on sale for $6.99. Don't miss out on truckload deals this Thursday through Sunday only at Fleet Farm.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstad here. I absolutely love Wisconsin this time of year. It's absolutely heaven, especially on a lake, especially after a swim perhaps, or maybe even water skiing. But again, you know how that goes. You do something like that, then the joint pain really starts to act up. The knees really start to bark. And you know you want to take care of it, but you don't want surgery. Well, there is another way. QC Kinetics. There's exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief in your joints, and the place to go is QC Kinetics, using cutting-edge treatments, but no surgery, no drugs, and here's the best part, no downtime. You can get right back to work the day of your treatment. Call QC Kinetics today and find out what they can do for you. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. This is the future of medicine. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation, 414-285-3474.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 6:06.
A Packers newcomer is really surprised by this in training camp. That story coming up in sports at 6:15.
A recall of Boar's Head deli meat products has been widely expanded over concerns that they may be linked to a deadly listeria outbreak.
Another 3,500 tons of ready-to-eat meat and poultry products sold under the Boar's Head and Old Country brands have been added to the initial recall. It's on top of the 103 tons of Boar's Head products that were recalled last week. It all now includes a total of 71 products that were produced between May 10th and this past Monday. The U.S. listeria outbreak is so far to blame for sickening at least 34 people, 2 of whom have died. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Don't get played during the summer games. That's the warning this week from the Better Business Bureau.
Watch out for counterfeit merchandise, phishing texts and emails, fake streaming links, and job scams that sound like this.
Hey, if you drive around, we're going to get an ad wrapped on your car about the Olympics. And we're NBC, and we want you to just drive your normal route, and we're going to pay you money. Well, all of these vehicle wrap scams are indeed a scam.
Jim Temmer, president of the Better Business Bureau serving Wisconsin, says this very scam happened during the Winter Olympics in 2022.
So the check they give you is fake. You put that into your account. You're drawing your own money, and you're paying whatever it is to get the car wrapped. So you lose money.
Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
A victory lap of sorts for Olympic organizers. After being delayed by a day, swimmers went into the Seine River in Paris to compete in the Olympic triathlon earlier today.
The crowds were about 4 deep on the banks of the River Seine, passerby trying to catch a glimpse of athletes competing in the Olympic triathlon, taking that historic plunge in the River Seine. Swimming in the Seine had been banned for 100 years, and Paris organizers spent over $1.5 billion trying to clean it up. The men's event had to be delayed by a day after heavy rains caused the bacteria levels to surge. Inez Deliquatera, ABC News, Paris.
Man, if you're on that starting block, though, or you're in the midst of the triathlon, are you 100% sure? Right?
I don't know if I trust it.
Right? Because they didn't have a backup, really.
Right.
Like their backup was, then we just won't do the swim, which
right, they were going to cut it.
Not
that
really a
fair.
triathlon then,
no.
Right? Especially like, can you imagine if swimming was your strong suit?
Right.
Oh, great. Well, they got it in. 6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
You just can't pass on Less is Glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
We are live at the Wisconsin State Fair, Steve's Committee, of course.
I am Kristen Bry.
Yes, Kristen Bry stepped all over you already. We are at the Cream Puff-a-Palooza, and there's people lined up.
All right, I'm surprised. How early would you wake up in the morning to get a cream puff, Steve?
Not this early. And I love cream puffs. We will eat one at some point.
I need a coffee-flavored cream puff immediately.
You do? They don't have that. But everybody's excited. The fair is like the highlight of the year for us. We're going to be broadcasting live from the fair.
August,
Your show.
My show, first time ever being at State Fair every day. The State Fair runs from August 1st to the 11th, and WTMJ will be here every day, weekday, broadcasting live.
And I kick it off at 9 after Vince and Eric, so I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. Come out, eat cream puffs, enjoy the fair. We got Sherry Black coming up, CEO of the fair.
Absolutely.
In a little bit of time here. That's our excitement. Cream puffs are going to be delivered to cars momentarily. It is an awesome day. Cream Puffapalooza at 620 WTMJ, Wisconsin State Fair.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Tayback Law fights for those who fought for us. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied the VA benefits you're entitled to, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Checking in with Debbie Lazica here at 610.
Yeah, it's still looking pretty good right now, Vince. We've got full freeway speeds around the area. I'm not looking at any kind of serious incidents or anything like that. So we are looking pretty good. Now I'm not even seeing any delays either. So yay. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Heat and humidity stays with us for today. High temperatures in the upper 80s this afternoon. It feels like temperatures in the 90s. Very low chance for rain today. Late tonight, though, into Thursday morning, we'll see the chance for some scattered showers and storms. We'll see another round of showers and storms possible Thursday afternoon with high temperatures in the low to middle 80s. Still the small chance for rain on Friday with high temperatures in the low to middle 80s. Saturday looks dry and hot with high temperatures in the upper 80s. And on Sunday, we're talking mid 80s with a slight chance for a shower or storm. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
Tyler's got Milwaukee at 73 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
Coming up on 612 on this Wednesday morning, Michelle Richards in for Eric today. Welcome.
Morning.
And through the week, yes? We have.
Yes, next week too.
Good for you.
It is.
So I want to put this on your radar this morning. A stunning fiscal update for Milwaukee County. Remember the sales tax increase is going to bring money flooding into the county, stabilize the budget, leave room for some extras even, and at least get the county perhaps started on some major, more than $1 billion in deferred maintenance backlog. From the Comptroller's Office, Financial Services Director C.J. Paul.
Here to present a not-so-pretty May fiscal report. As you can see, our fiscal condition has worsened to about a $9 million deficit. And unfortunately, I have worse news on the sales tax front.
Oh, worse news. Continue.
I have worse news on the sales tax front, which will likely push that deficit up by $8 to $10 million, bringing that deficit closer to $17 or $19 million.
Financial Services Director for Milwaukee County, C.J. Paul, addressing the county's Finance Committee. To great fanfare, a deal struck with state legislators. The county was allowed to increase its sales tax from 0.5% to 0.9%. And in fairness, nobody said it was going to fix everything. But didn't you have the impression, Michelle, like this was really good? There was a lot of celebrating, like almost this exhale of, all right, this will stabilize the ground.
We've got a solution.
Yes.
Things will be fine.
Not enough. Still not enough. And if you were hoping that it might bring about some property tax relief, it's not only not going to do that, but it won't be long probably before you start to hear some talk, maybe quietly at first, of increasing that tax. What's at play? Milwaukee Journal Sentinel looked at the full report for the Comptroller's Office. Ballooning overtime costs for the understaffed sheriff's office, one of the big contributors. That office remains on an unstable path financially, and as well for the men and women who work there, be it the courts, the jail, corrections, they're out on the freeways. No easy answers, but some important questions to ask here as we get into the fall and the county begins to craft its budget for 2025 that apparently is going to look a lot different than supervisors and the county executive expected.
And unfortunately, I have worse news.
Feeling bullied by your bank?
It's not a hidden fee, it's a surprise fee. Surprise!
Like they're just making things harder.
That's not my department. I got a transfer you.
Or like they don't even know you?
That sounds like a you problem.
At Wintrust, we take a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, we've got local experts ready to lend a hand.
Wintrust.
Start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/bullyfree. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Core Banks. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tell them you want your yard looking as good as mine. Vince Vitrano here for Great Lakes Landscape, sharing a 5-star review for a big job. Great Lakes was just out at a friend's property in New Berlin. He's got a big old barn on the property, kind of like a hobby farm, Asked Ryan and his team at Great Lakes to shore up the earth around the foundation. It looks beautiful. In addition to stabilizing that, it's kind of a muddy, sinking slope. I was out there before the project. Now it's all perfectly sodded. They have a nice stone walkway, stone spot for parking vehicles as well. Quote, communication was incredible throughout the entire process. That's what my buddy wrote in that 5-star review. Whether it's a big job like this or a full lawn maintenance package, there is still time to get on the schedule. Give yourself a break for the rest of the summer and into the fall. Great Lakes does it all. Tell them you want your yard looking as good as mine and my friends here. Great Lakes Landscape. That's Great Lakes Landscape, WI.com.
Now, time for a sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Greg Hill.
So, in a traditional baseball season, you win 60 games, you lose 60 games. That's the absolute. That's about the rule of thumb, if you will. It's what you do with the other 42 that you make up a season with. Well, this is the one the Brewers lost.
1-1. Lifted deep into left field, backing up Chorio all the way back onto the track, looks up, it is gone. Jared Kelnick brings many Waukesha natives to their feet. It's like a Brewer just hit a home run with this ovation for the local kid.
Okay, so the only sauce that we could take is Waukesha West product. Jared Kelnick went yard at AmFam Field.
He had a day. But okay, great. You had yours, kid. Thank you.
Yeah.
But let's be done with that.
At least you kind of used it up today. Brewers, that would take the 5-0 lead for the Braves. The Brewers would only play one more run in the 7th. That would ultimately fall to the Braves 5-1. The rubber match this afternoon, our coverage starts here on WTMJ at 12:35. A 1:10 first pitch for that one at AmFam Field. MLB trade deadline has passed officially, closing the 5 p.m. local time yesterday. Brewers did their trading in July, adding 3 pitchers, but no more activity yesterday. The one move they did make official, though, was the signing of starting pitcher Frankie Montas to the team.
So, not often, Greg, you want to hear your team's defensive coordinator say this.
God, I don't think I have any clue what that's going to be like.
Okay. Oh, no.
There's Packers' new guy there, defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. That was out of context. Here's the context. He's talking this week at training camp. He was talking about just how amazing the environment is in Green Bay. You got sold-out family night coming Saturday. He said he can't even imagine, given that 1,500 fans pack Ray Nitschke Field daily to watch practice.
Shoot, I left last night late, and I think people were tailgating in our parking lot at 9 o'clock at night. We ended practice at like 12:15. I mean, there was people tailgating in our parking lot at 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. Practice has been over for 6 hours.
I'm mostly proud of that.
Is that a little concerning?
Right, although, right. Welcome to Green Bay, Coach. 10:30 practice today, open to the best fans in the NFL once again.
And she got her victory lap. She's taking it. She's been teasing it. That, of course, is Simone Biles, a medal count check at the United States, adding a few more medals. One of those, of course, including the gold in women's gymnastics, all-around competition. Good for the U.S. women's team coming off a silver in Tokyo in 2020. Remember, Biles had to withdraw from the competition. People were criticizing her for dipping out, thinking, they could easily fill in for her. Yes, miss me with that. She got her victory lap, though. She's taking it. She's been teasing the nickname for her gymnastics team, which has been kind of under lock and key until now. Seeing that they are the oldest gymnastics team at the Olympics this year, their nickname has been the Golden Girls. And the Golden Girls took their lap with a gold medal in the all-around competition. Way to go, ladies.
Yeah, it would have less of a good ring if they hadn't gotten that gold.
Yeah, no wonder they kept it kind of low-key until they won. So it's good to let it out there.
We'll go live to the Olympics in Paris, France, with ABC News coming up next.
Southeast Wisconsin takes pride in our traditions.
Lakefront festivals.
Neighborhood festivals.
The best beer and brats.
Cheering on our teams.
The rich tradition of jewelry in Southeast Wisconsin has embodied Rasmussen diamonds since 1900.
To prepare for the epic 125-year anniversary at Rasmussen Diamonds, half the store will be 50% off.
It includes wedding bands, fashion jewelry, even some engagement rings, and more.
Don't miss the 50/50 sale, 2 days only.
August 2nd and 3rd at Rasmussen Diamonds in Racine.
Summer is calling, and the 2024 VW Atlas is ready to answer. Hey, everybody, Debbie Loziga here for Hall Volkswagen, and with room for the whole crew and all their gear, it's the perfect ride for beach days, camping adventures, or tailgating at the ball game. The redesigned Atlas offers ultimate comfort and safety thanks to the Volkswagen IQ Drive safety enhancing technology that happens to be standard in this bad boy. Make this summer unforgettable and head over to Hall Volkswagen and take a look. It's all good.
It's still summer in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc has you covered for fun in the sun. From bike nights to Saturday rides, or maybe just some retail therapy like a new motorcycle, or just a little something for yourself, there's always something going on. Check out Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at WISHD.com and like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at WISHD.com. Don't just see the world. Feel it right here, right now. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
When you need to sell quickly, choose Grandview to buy your home, even if it's less than perfect. Don't waste time and money on finding a real estate agent and dealing with showings. We'll buy your home completely as is. No repairs, not even a clean out. Grandview Homes gives you an offer in hours, and we close on the day you choose in as little as 10 days with no closing costs. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today. Grandview Homes, the fastest and easiest way to sell your home.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Checking in with Debbie here at 621 and then live to Paris.
All right, we are down to one lane on the Rock Freeway heading northbound. That's right, just north of Racine Avenue. We've got, looks like a semi that is broken down, blocking that right lane. Squad is with it, so everybody's kind of shimmying over to the left lane, trying to get around it. So it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze heading through there. Otherwise, the rest of the system is actually looking pretty good. Not seeing really any other issues out there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s through the weekend. Today, hot and humid. Low chance of storms and a high of 88 degrees, 72 the low temperature tonight with a chance of thunderstorms late. Right now, 73 in Milwaukee. They're back in the pool already this morning in Paris, France. The Olympic Games roll on. American Katie Ledecky will go for gold in the 1,500-meter final later today. U.S. men's and women's basketball both play today. ABC News correspondent Ines de la Cotera is live in Paris this morning. Ines, you went to women's gymnastics Tuesday night. Simone Biles and the U.S. team locked it in.
I did, yes. It was incredibly exciting. So they did win the gold, which was their big redemption. I think there was a lot of disappointment last Olympics in Tokyo when they were favored to win gold, but ended up with silver because Simone Biles had to withdraw. So they had their sights set on gold here, and they didn't disappoint. You had Simone Biles competing in all four events. They did incredibly well. They finished way ahead of their competition. Their floor routines for all three of them were dynamic, stunning. On the beam, Suni Lee absolutely killed it. She outdid herself, performed a routine that was even harder than during qualification. So their gold certainly well deserved. And I was in the room for the first half. I then had to run out and get some work done. But I did get to see vaults and uneven bars, and the atmosphere was absolutely electric. I mean, so many Team USA fans in there. I think they were probably in the majority. So many American flags everywhere. And when Team USA walked out into the room, the crowd just went absolutely wild. So really fun to see that atmosphere in Paris.
And the stars were out as well. Celebrity watch. Anybody cool that you got to see or rub up against?
I didn't actually catch anyone, no, but I did see afterwards that there were people like Nicole Kidman there.
Yeah.
So no, it was absolutely, I think Natalie Portman as well. So star-studded, as were the qualifications. And we're not done. Up next is the men's are competing tonight in the individual medals, the men's gymnastics team. And then going forward will be the women's kind of individual medals. So we'll have the women's all-around coming up next with both Suni Lee and Simone Biles actually competing against each other here. The first time that two all-around champions will be competing in the all-around final, both from the same country.
And maybe not as high on people's radar, the rugby team did really well too, right? The women's rugby?
They did, yeah. So it was, kind of a last-minute win for them with Alex Cedric in a final play, pulling it off for Team USA, and so they won the bronze medal. So that was very exciting. They were up against Australia. They're pretty good. So yeah, I mean, we've been doing really well in a bunch of different disciplines. Team USA has medaled in terms of swimming and fencing, gymnastics, of course. It's been very, very cool to see all the different disciplines. And we are now, in terms of the medal count, we are now at 26 medals, so leading in terms of the total number of medals. We've got 4 golds, 11 bronzes, 11 silvers.
Talking with Ines de la Catera of ABC News. She is live with us in Paris. On the more disappointing end, Ines, U.S. tennis star Coco Gauff, she still has doubles. She's in both the mixed doubles and your regular all-female doubles with a chance to medal in both. But she lost Tuesday, kind of in stunning fashion. She was the number 2 seed.
That's right. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. She's a U.S. tennis star. She was one of the flag bearers during the opening ceremony for Team USA. She was eliminated from the women's singles portion of the game. She was defeated in the 3rd round by a Croatian player, Donna Vekic. She also kind of lost her cool at one point, which was a bummer. She had a lengthy argument with the umpire over a call. She was, clearly getting frustrated with that. She was in tears by the end of it. And she later said she feels she always has to advocate for herself on the court. So a bit of a bummer there for Coco Gauff. She does continue to compete, though, in doubles. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, a bit of a bummer for her yesterday.
And the swimmers were able to get into the River Seine. They pulled it off.
They did. They pulled it off. We were all very skeptical. I was very skeptical myself. They had to cancel training sessions over the weekend because of heavy rains, and then they actually had to cancel the men's triathlon event or postpone the men's triathlon event yesterday. But both events, both the men and women's triathlon events, went ahead as planned today. They did take that historic plunge in the river, the first time in 100 years that anyone has been swimming in the river. So it's a big deal. Very exciting, and it was a French woman who won the women's competition, and Team GB that was Great Britain that won the men's competition.
Is it as hot there as everyone is saying, Ines?
It's awful. It's absolutely boiling. Yes, hottest day of the year ever yesterday. It's a little cooler today, but we're all very sweaty. There's barely any AC in Paris, so that's been fun. And, makes it more complicated for athletes, too, who are competing in this heat.
Yeah, you want to set records at the Olympics. That's not one you want. Ines de la Catera from ABC News. Appreciate you this morning.
Thank you.
As you heard Ines say, the medal count, U.S. leading all nations, 26 total. Though further down the list with gold medals, we are at 4, but more to come for sure in the pool. Live from Paris, that was Ines de la Catera of ABC News. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Eric would be so happy. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up more than 200 points to 40,743. The NASDAQ was down 222 to 17,147. And the S&P 500 closed at 5436. That was off about 27 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
Solving your breathing triangle problem can lead to better sleep and a better quality of life. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Here's some news for you on Wisconsin's Morning News. Your pothole problem is not going away. In fact, it's going to get worse. Your driveway, maybe your commercial parking lot, those cracks don't heal themselves. Vince Vitrano here for Johnson & Sons Paving, where they would love to come out and at least just give you an estimate. Maybe more affordable than you think to get those cracks and holes fixed. It is certainly more affordable now than it will be when they get even bigger. Might be time to repave the whole thing. Just spent some time with Jeff Johnson the other day, one of the project managers that he has over there, Nick, as well. We were talking about how important that is, having that one point person for your project so that everything you do goes through that person every step of the way. Committed to quality and getting your job done right. Asphalt and concrete, plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors. It's johnsonsonspaving.com.
Stay and play in Lake Geneva, the Midwest's premier golf destination. With 10 challenging courses for all abilities and skill levels, breathtaking views, crystal clear lakes, and rolling fairways. Enjoy an all-inclusive golf getaway with luxurious lodging, distinctive dining, and a relaxing spa. Plan a group golf outing, a corporate event, or a weekend getaway with friends or family. For course information and more, go to visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva. It's always been the place for legendary golf.
6:30, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Wednesday, July 31st. Our top story, learning more about a capsized boat near Port Washington.
I'm Michelle Richards. A local connection on an historic Olympic squad.
I'm Debbie Laziga, and northbound on the Rock Freeway, just north of Racine Avenue, we got the right lane blocked with a disabled semi, so watch out for the delays heading through that area. Otherwise, everything else seems to be rolling along well. It's starting to get a little heavier, 894 westbound between Loomis and 51st Street. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy, hot and humid today with a high of 88 degrees. Chance of storms late tonight under muggy conditions and a low down to 72. Right now it's 73 in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Middle East leaders calling this a pivotal time following the assassination of a top Hamas leader in Iran and a top Hezbollah leader in Lebanon. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Beirut.
The past several months, we have seen a series of attacks on U.S. personnel in both Iraq and Syria, but at this point, it remains to be seen how all of these events are connected, and it certainly does raise the concern that these events that we've watched unfold here could have an impact on stability across the region.
Iran announcing that the leader of Hamas's political wing, Ismail Haniyeh, was assassinated overnight. Angry townspeople in Southport, England, clashing with local police outside a mosque as speculation grows about the 17-year-old who police say stabbed multiple children during a dance class this week. 3 of them died. Olympic triathletes diving into the River Seine for competition. The water deemed safe enough for the race. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, authorities identifying now 2 people who died after their boat capsized in Port Washington. That was 2 weeks ago now. 50-year-old Brian Winsky and his girlfriend, 51-year-old Erin Hartman, both from McKesney Park, Illinois. The person who survived the incident is a 26-year-old Carl Saldinino from Beloit who had been wearing a life jacket. Ozaukee County Sheriff's Office got a distress call from a boat that was sinking on the lake on July 15th. They found Saldino semi-conscious and the 2 deceased victims unconscious. The overturned fishing boat was located about a mile offshore 3 days later.
The second national special security event in the Midwest this summer is just around the corner, and Milwaukee is sending 75 MPD officers to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago next month after a unanimous vote by the Common Council Tuesday. This means Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman will enter an intergovernmental cooperation agreement between Milwaukee and Chicago. Officers will provide security at delegate hotels and buses, as well as crowd and traffic control.
Spirit Airlines rolling out plans to tap into a growing demand for premium travel, hoping it proves to be a vehicle to boost profitability.
Spirit is introducing Bundles. The Go Big option gives travelers everything for one price. A wider seat to carry on bag, check bag, snacks, all included, even that glass of wine. A second bundle comes with a standard aisle or window seat with bags and priority boarding included. Spirit joins Frontier and Southwest in the segment of carriers looking to provide a premium experience. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Spirit, one of 9 passenger airlines, with service out of Milwaukee.
How do Olympians stay healthy at the Summer Games? Team physician for the U.S. speed skating team and the Milwaukee Bucks, Dr. Carol Vetter, says they travel with a team of physicians and, if they're lucky, a team of chefs. Although the Olympic Village offers food from the host country, Dr. Vetter says some athletes will prefer to stick with a more familiar diet.
Higher profile teams, they have a little bit different experience because U.S. Olympic Committee often has a nutritionist and a cook and those people that can provide assistance in meals that they can't necessarily get at the Olympic Village.
And as far as jet lag goes, Dr. Vetter says teams will often travel somewhere nearby in the same time zone ahead of time to adjust.
The first American rugby team in history medals at the Olympics. Team USA Women's Rugby scored bronze on Tuesday, and that includes UW-Madison alum Alev Kelter. She helped her team defeat the World Cup and SVNS Series champion Australia 14-12. Kelter played soccer and hockey at Madison, but says her true passion has always been rugby.
In the last 12 years I've been on this team, this is the most competitive I've seen the squad. It's just a true testament of the work we've put in to build our culture.
Says that win is a dream come true, especially considering lack of funding for rugby in the United States. Traffic is sponsored by 2 Men and a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at 2menandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Coming up, is the loneliness epidemic finally to an end?
News is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. Retire well with Kowal.
Did you know that a confident retirement could be just an hour away? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Our firm has over 36 years of experience in partnering with clients to help accumulate and manage wealth throughout their retirement. Our comprehensive retirement planning process goes beyond specific asset management or estate planning requirements to learn about you, your passions, relationships, and lifelong goals. We truly want to understand you and your vision for retirement. Since we know that every decision matters as you prepare for retirement, we want you to walk away from this 1-hour consultation with the answers to your most critical retirement questions. When you have $750,000 or more in investable assets, we can help you identify the next steps to make sure you can retire well. If you're close to or already retired, give our office a call at 262-522-4040 or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your no-obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Guthrie and Fry protects the water in my house. Guthrie and Fry has provided expert advice, quality service, and reliable water since 1974. Owners Sue and Rob are well known and very generous in the local community for supporting great causes that change lives. We've got their water softener. We've got their reverse osmosis system. Our water is crisp, clean, and clear. GFwater.com. It's Guthrie and Fry.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Brewers can't find the offense, but we try again this afternoon. Afternoon baseball here on WTMJ. We'll do it all in sports at 6:45.
The U.S. Surgeon General has said that the U.S. is in the midst of a loneliness epidemic, maybe since COVID, maybe longer, not quite sure how long.
COVID exacerbated everything, right?
Yes. But the American Friendship Project has just done a new report on the state of Americans and what kind of friends they have.
A new study suggests adults have more friends than recent surveys have suggested. A study by Colorado State University researchers followed nearly 6,000 Americans. They found Americans average 4 or 5 friends, while 2% say they are friendless. Those numbers are in line with data going back as far as 1970.
Interesting, because it depends on how you define friend. I bet we all define that somewhat differently. It's nuanced.
Right, like best friends or like people you know and hang out with. Like I think of all my kids and their friends' parents who I'm friends with.
But can you call them to take you to the airport?
I probably could. There are some that would take me to the airport
now
that
that's
we're very
a friend.
close with. Yes.
Absolutely. 6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We got an everyday hero coming up next.
Big savings are here, thanks to Senator Dan Fine. He helped cut property taxes by $11 billion, making home ownership more affordable. That's not all. His efforts slashed income and franchise taxes by nearly $17 billion. Call 608-266-5300 and thank Senator Fine for keeping your money where it belongs, in your wallet. Remember, when your money's on the line, you can count on Senator Dan Fine. Paid for by the Wisconsin Realtors Advocacy Fund.
It is Cream Popapalooza.
Palooza. I am Kristen Bry out here with Steve, the one, the only Steve Scafidi.
Oh, thank you for that.
WTMJ and the State Fair are giving away 300 6-packs of cream puffs. I'm 1 cream puff in for the morning already.
Well, you had half of one. You had the half. Did you eat a
90,
whole one?
I had 90. Well, no, I had half.
I will say they are as fresh as they're ever going to be right now.
They're pretty good.
There's nothing bad about a cream puff. I love talking to the listeners. I play this little game. Who's your favorite WTMJ radio personality?
Is it a game or is it a threat?
It's a threat because if they don't say me, I pretend I can't hear what they're saying. And they love that because they're entertained by me.
Totally. You're an entertaining person.
I dig all of it. It's a gorgeous day.
There's no one I'd rather be out here right now than with you.
Your husband, Mike, would not be your...
He'd be crabby right now. It's
He
way
would
too
be
early.
crabby.
But
I'm
he's
not
definitely
crabby.
Still sleeping. All right, well, the Wisconsin State Fair runs August 1st to the 11th. WTMJ is broadcasting at the fair weekdays starting at 9 a.m. with Steve's show.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to it. I am going to be here starting tomorrow. Oh, my God, it's tomorrow already. I better start planning my show. I know what I will do. I will say hi to everybody at the Fishbowl, which is what I call it, 620 WTMJ. I love everything about the fair. This is my highlight of the year.
And then when we come back in the 7 o'clock hour, Sherry Black's going to be with us.
CEO.
We're going to go pass out some more cream puffs.
Yes, let's do it.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue, featuring acts like Here Come the Mummies, Gaelic Storm, and Pat McCurdy. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they've served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 1st and 11th. Member FDIC.
Sendik's limited time hatch pepper event is back. Order your fresh or roasted hatch peppers now at sendix.com/hatch.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Well, we still have this broken down semi on northbound 43, the Rock Freeway, just north of Racine Avenue. The right lane is blocked with it. So we're seeing delays a little bit right past that scene, so be careful with that. Westbound 894 backing up a little bit out of the Mitchell interchange, heading out towards Forest Home through the construction zone. And westbound 94 is just starting to wake up a little bit, slowing down a little bit through the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Heat and humidity stays with us for today. High temperatures in the upper 80s this afternoon. It feels like temperatures in the 90s. Very low chance for rain today. Late tonight, though, into Thursday morning, we'll see the chance for some scattered showers and storms. We'll see another round of showers and storms possible Thursday afternoon at high temperatures in the low to middle 80s. Still the small chance for rain on Friday with high temperatures in the low to middle 80s. Saturday looks dry and hot with high temperatures in the upper 80s. And on Sunday, we're talking mid 80s with a slight chance for a shower or storm. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 73 degrees.
It's time to recognize an everyday hero. An everyday hero is defined as an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life. Everyday Hero is sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Today we head to Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan. 15-year-old John Agnello and his mother were fishing along the shore of Lake St. Clair when they saw a car drive into the water.
I just see a car just go flying in the air. It was about, I would say, like 15 yards into the water already, that far.
John tells ABC7 in Detroit that he and another witness immediately swam out to the car, which was quickly sinking. A woman was inside.
The car was at like 65% water, so then we had to get her out the window because the door wasn't opening.
So they pull her through the window, get her to shore. Then John swam back to the vehicle to make sure no one else was inside.
The only part that kind of scared me was I was under the water inside the car because I was feeling around in there. It got kind of hard to get out, but I think I was fine.
The car was empty, the woman taken to the hospital, and a 15-year-old boy credited for helping to save her life. John's reaction:
I think that's just how my family raised me, is to take action and all that stuff.
Well, your action, John, saved a life. Thank you, John Agnello, just 15 years old, for being an everyday hero. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
There's only one place to go for your full post-game Brewers breakdown. Brewers Extra Innings with Dom Catronio.
But they don't give out trophies for how good or how bad you play in July.
In-depth analysis on every game. Hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, and a whole lot of highlights.
Swing and a miss! He struck him out! Trevor McGill!
Catch Brewers Extra Innings after every Brewers game on the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Last day of the dad jokes as far as I know, because today is the day the deal expires. I'll tell you about it in a moment, but I've been directed by Gina Della of Pella to share a dad joke daily, Michelle. So
love it.
Lucky
Love
for
it.
you are here today. What did the skillet eat on its birthday? Greg should know this one. Pancakes. See, it's a skillet, right? And it's the skillet's birthday. Okay, fine. Here's the deal. One more day. Thank you to get in on it. Pay as low as $18 per window per month and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. So this is if you spread your payments out. It's a major investment in your home. You want to spread that out month by month. You can go as low as $18 per window per month, $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Certain restrictions do apply, and the deal ends today, July 31st. So give Pella a call or visit them now at PellaWI.com.
Now, time for a sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Greg Hill.
Yeah, trade deadline window is closed. More of that in a moment first, but at least there's one feel-good story out of AmFam Field yesterday. Spoiler, though, it's not about the Brewers.
1-1. Lifted deep into left field, backing up Chorio all the way back onto the track, looks up, it is gone. Jared Kelnick brings many Waukesha natives to their feet. It's like a Brewer just hit a home run with this ovation for the local kid.
Yeah, the Waukesha West product return home goes yard and gives the Brewers fans actually something to cheer for, but that would be the last run the Braves would get. Wouldn't matter, though. That was run number 5. The Brewers would only score one run, so the Brewers fall to the Braves 5-1. Joe Ross made his return to the mound after a stint on the IL. It wasn't the best, got beat up in the third inning pretty good. So we'll see what's next for Ross. As for what's next for the Brewers, talk about a pitching matchup today. Freddie Peralta taking on Chris Sale at AmFam this afternoon. That Chris Sale. Haven't heard that name in a while, right?
Yeah, and Freddie needs to have a good outing here.
Indeed. So hopefully the fastball is hitting, locating well. First pitch set for 1:10 this afternoon. Coverage starting right here on WTMJ at 12:35.
Green Bay Packers get back to it in training camp today.
We're talking about practice.
10:30 practice open to the fans in Green Bay. Open to the fans, I said, and the fans are turning out. We know this is how it goes, but some guys are new to the organization this year.
How awesome are the fans here?
That's Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, hired in the offseason, talking this week about training camp and the environment in Green Bay.
I mean, the kids were lining up with their bikes. I mean, people asking for autographs. Every day you walk through, and it feels like game day. And then you walk, and it's a sellout practice, and there's people in the stands.
I love it. Welcome to Green Bay, Coach.
Love it. What a warm welcome, too. They didn't even do it on purpose. They were just doing what they do. You just happen to be a part of it, too, so welcome to it. Olympics check-in. USA, 26 total medals, adding a gold in women's gymnastics yesterday. Now, men's basketball takes on South Sudan at 2 p.m. this afternoon. You think, USA, we need to dominate in basketball, right? Well, it's mostly the case, but South Sudan actually gave USA the business in exhibition play. LeBron needed to make a game winner in the final seconds. Granted, it was exhibition, but still, guard Steph Curry isn't taking it lightly.
We have appropriate fear of everybody. Like, it's the exhibition schedule was great because you got to figure out where we need to get better and also feel the force of teams that are coming trying to beat us.
So don't say exhibition doesn't matter. At least he gave you a scouting report for today's matchup.
What did he say? Appropriate fear of everybody?
Fear. That's been the headline, so that's kind of been like the getcha line. Like, appropriate fear.
Okay.
Watch him win by 50. It'd be great.
That would be great. 6:48 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
I recall one summer my dad painting the exterior of our house in Wauwatosa by himself. 2-story brick home. Vince Vitrano for 2-day painting here. I respected it, but no way I'm doing that, and neither are you. Dad was on a ladder all summer. Might have actually enjoyed that part. For a job like that, or any painting job inside or out, get 2-day painting out to the house. Don't burn a weekend or weeks or even the whole summer doing it yourself. And you don't want to go with one of these companies that drags their feet. You know, a contractor comes by this day, somebody else comes by that day, they paint a little, then they're off, then they're back. 2-day painting is committed to staffing your job with a crew that can knock it out in a timely manner. I brought 2-day painting into our home this spring. I recommend them for yours. Painting projects inside and out, and here's the deal to take advantage of right now. 15% off the cost of your project when you tell them Vinny sent you. And there's more. 10% back, up to $1,000 to spend on a winter job this year. Here's the number, 262-706-1135, 262-706-1135, 2daypainting.com.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
Southeast Wisconsin takes pride in our traditions.
Lakefront festivals.
Neighborhood festivals.
The best beer and brats.
Cheering on our teams.
The rich tradition of jewelry in Southeast Wisconsin has embodied Rasmussen diamonds since 1900.
To prepare for the epic 125-year anniversary at Rasmussen Diamonds, half the store will be 50% off.
It includes wedding bands, fashion jewelry, even some engagement rings, and more.
Don't miss the 50/50 sale, 2 days only.
August 2nd and 3rd at Rasmussen Diamonds in Racine.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here on the Morning Drive.
Yep, we do still have this issue on northbound 43 on the Rock Freeway. Just north of Racine Avenue, the right lane is blocked with a broken down semi. So watch for the delays stretching back past Racine Avenue with this one, so be careful. On westbound 894, backed up from about 27th Street all the way to 68th. We've got a crash on the ramp from the Rock Freeway to eastbound 894 in the hail. This is off on the right shoulder, so watch for those delays to start kicking in. And then westbound on 94, backed up from about 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. I'll get you through the weekend here. High of 88 degrees today under very humid conditions. And a low down to 72 tonight with a chance of storms late. Partly cloudy, warm and humid on Thursday. Showers and storms are likely Thursday. Friday, partly cloudy with a slight chance of a storm and a high of 83. And for the weekend, 87 your high on Saturday under mostly sunny skies. Sunday, partly cloudy with a slight chance of a storm and a high of 85. Right now, Milwaukee at 73. Milwaukee County's new increased sales tax is not the panacea it may have been advertised as. This is Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley a year ago advocating for a 0.4% increase in the county sales tax, which he ultimately did get.
We are not able to provide the programs and services that so many in our community, our most vulnerable constituents, absolutely rely on. And that's extremely important, and why we needed a local option sales tax, because it not only addresses the scale, but it's also the cheapest option that we have available in making sure that we can fill the gap to provide these services.
Despite that sales tax in the county now at nearly 1%, that gap persists. What was once a projected surplus for this budget year has not come to fruition. In fact, it looks like we're ending 2024 in a multi-million-dollar deficit, according to recent information from the county comptroller's office. What happened? Dr. Ken Harris, former Milwaukee Police Lieutenant, host of the afternoon show on 101.7 The Truth. Dr. Ken, good morning.
2 or more quarters with inflation and prices going up, it's called a recession. What did they think they were going to get? So now we have a recession. The poor you're trying to help don't pay that much in taxes. And the people that do pay taxes, the biggest group, the middle class, decided, well, I'm not spending that much money. I can't. Everything's expensive.
So some of those are economic drivers. Do you see behavioral changes as well? Do you think people are leaving the county to make big ticket purchases?
Ask me, do I buy my gas in Milwaukee County?
Ken, where you get your gas?
Washington County, Ozaukee County, or Waukesha County. I mean, at some point you have to understand that it's too expensive to live in Milwaukee. I understand the need for the 2%, but here's the flip side. Why don't you make it easier to start a business? 1 or 2 good side hustles in a household, and you've got your $19 million in tax. But instead, I was literally filling paperwork out. It's so onerous. It's like, why am I doing this? It doesn't make any sense.
Let me ask you this, too. A lot of blame put on huge deficits that persist in the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office. They are understaffed. They have ballooning overtime costs. Right. And that's one of those things where the worse it gets, the worse it gets, right? When you have, and that's a hard job, whether you're talking about courts, freeway patrol, corrections, all of that, the jail. Hard job. Then you're asking folks to work 50 and 60 hours a week.
Right.
Some of that's mandatory overtime. So the more you work them, the more people quit. The more people quit, the more you want to quit. Like, is there a way out of this?
Well, you have to talk to the state of Wisconsin and Governor Evers, because there's a state mandate that you have to have a county court system, you have to have bailiffs, you have to have sheriffs, you have to do the highways. They just don't give you any money for it. So you're kind of stuck in this quandary of, where do I find the money?
The unfunded mandate, right?
Unfunded mandate.
Term, right?
And so what do you do? We've got a bazillion of those throughout the state. And we're wondering why these agencies are running out of money. Well, they're running out of money because you put in a mandate and then you don't help them.
The issue here as well is this massive backlog in deferred maintenance topping $1 billion already. And I think that's before you talk about bulldozing the safety building, which we've needed to do for at least 2 decades.
Since
right?
I've been here, since 1993.
Right. So what's... Like, a lot of questions, but very few answers. What's the answer going to be? Are they going to come for property taxes again?
I don't know if I have an answer. They probably will. But I ask you to think about New Orleans during a time when a hurricane, and, you know, that thing called the dam broke, right? Well, that's what's going to happen around Milwaukee with infrastructure. I was looking at a railroad overpass. I could literally see the rhubarb. And rhubarb isn't near the surface.
Dude, rhubarb is what grows in the garden. I believe you're looking for rebar.
Rebar.
Hey, man, if we could farm that rhubarb,
it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. What are we supposed to do?
No, I see you though.
But rebar, you can see it, and it's usually close to the middle. And I'm thinking to myself, that's probably got another maybe 6 months, and it's going to come down. Problem is, it's an overpass. What do you do? How do you fix these things? Well, they should have fixed it before, but they're doing what New Orleans did. We'll just wait another year. We'll spend it on this instead. And now we're here.
Not an optimistic forecast.
No.
Dr. Ken Harris, host of the afternoon show. Thank you, sir.
Rhubarb
I
and
have
rebar.
worse news on the sales tax front, which will likely push that deficit up by $8 to $10 million, bringing that deficit closer to 17 or $19 million.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Sparrow Collective closes in Bayview after 15 years. The shop featured handmade art and wares from hundreds of artisans since opening in 2009. Microsoft Corporation buys another 173 acres in the village of Mount Pleasant for nearly $34 million. The company continues to grow its land holdings to support the massive data center campus it is building in the village. Culver's introduces its first celebrity meal featuring NFL football star and Wisconsin native J.J. Watt. The company will be making a $1 donation to the J.J. Watt Foundation for every J.J.'s Way meal sold, up to $100,000 from August 5th through September 29th. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report is sponsored by Diamonds Direct. Your love, their passion.
When you come to Diamonds Direct, we know it's always the start of a celebration, an engagement, your wedding day, honoring a lifetime of love, searching for that special birthday gift for the one you love the most, and all the celebrations in between. That's why we've curated a shopping experience to match your excitement. You walk into a beautiful showroom with experts eager to help, or if you prefer, just explore on your own as long as you like. At Diamonds Direct, we've taken pressure out of the process. Our experts are cheerful and engaging. We'll help you on your terms with your price range when you're ready. We've made it easy by offering virtually unlimited options. With everything in our showcase being handpicked for its beauty and quality, you can't go wrong. You are guaranteed to get the best value because we are the value leader, and you have confidence in knowing you are protected with our lifetime warranties and guarantees. Diamonds Direct's experience is designed with our goal of creating not just a happy moment, but a magical one. So you leave smiling just like you came in. Diamonds Direct, for your best moments in life. Get store hours and directions at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, now open in Wauwatosa.
Save big money at Menards. Menards has everything you need for your projects from ceiling to floor. Designer's Image vinyl tiles are perfect for updating your home. They feature self-adhesive backing for fast installation and come in several styles. Save big money on Designer Image vinyl tiles at Menards, America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction, according to J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Save big money at Menards.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue, featuring acts like Here Come the Mummies, Gaelic Storm, and Pat McCurdy. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they've served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 1st and 11. Member FDIC.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, July 31st, our top story. Vice President returning to Wisconsin.
I'm Michelle Richards. Changes are coming to the Secret Service.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We had that earlier accident in the Hale interchange on the ramp from northbound on the Rock Freeway to eastbound. 894, that looks like has been cleared off the freeway. We do still have this broken down semi stuck in the right lane on northbound on the Rock Freeway, just past Racine Avenue. And we've got backup stretching back towards, or back past Racine Avenue. So something to keep in mind. We also have a little bit of a backup westbound on 94 as you're making your way from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. 894 westbound from 27th Street through to about 68th through that construction zone there. That's where you're going to see a last bit of delay. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, hot and humid today. Storm chances very low during the day with a high of 88 degrees. We do bring in a chance for thunderstorms late tonight and a low of 72. Milwaukee right now at 73. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision, Wisconsin, presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris is coming back to Wisconsin. She's planning a visit next week. Could have a guest alongside her. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center.
That's right, Vince. VP Harris will stop in western Wisconsin next week and is expected to be joined by her as of yet to be named running mate. It's not yet known what city or cities in western Wisconsin the two will campaign in. Vice President Harris was in La Crosse back in April discussing reproductive rights. As far as who the VP nominee will be, we do know North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper has opted not to be a candidate.
A man from Milwaukee is heading to prison for crashing into a school bus while fleeing police in what a judge called one of the worst cases of reckless driving he's ever seen. Elijah Juan Shabazz pled guilty to multiple charges last month after fleeing a traffic stop and colliding with a school bus last November at 76th and Capitol, causing the bus to flip on its side and collide with several other vehicles. 4 people, including a 3-year-old in the car with Shabazz, were injured. Shabazz was sentenced to 11 and a half years in prison and 8 years of extended supervision.
More than 16,000 speed-related crashes happened in Wisconsin just in 2023. So the State Department of Transportation, law enforcement agencies are doing something about it.
Today is Speed Awareness Day. It's where law enforcement across Wisconsin will be cracking down on speeders. The campaign has a twofold approach to combine increased zero-tolerance enforcement with effective communication to road users on the importance of obeying the speed limit. Remember, speeding increases your risk of a crash, and the consequences can be deadly, so slow down and buckle up. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
First, the receiver of out-of-state officers, Milwaukee now becomes the sender.
75 officers from the Milwaukee Police Department are heading to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Their tasks will include providing security at delegate hotels and buses, as well as crowd and traffic control. By comparison, Illinois sent over 275 officers to Milwaukee for the RNC. The use of out-of-state officers here was criticized after Columbus, Ohio officers shot and killed an armed man west of downtown Milwaukee during the convention. Alderman Scott Spiker says MPD officers will work closely with local Chicago police during the DNC. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
U.S. Secret Service promising to make changes following the attempted assassination of former President Trump. News Nation's Tom Dempsey.
The Secret Service has plans to make a number of changes for how it handles security at political rallies, including using more drones for security. This after the acting director of the Secret Service called the security at the Butler, Pennsylvania event a massive failure.
As a career law enforcement officer and a 25-year veteran with the Secret Service, I cannot defend why that roof was not better secured.
With many questions still unanswered about the shooting, Rowe at times criticized local law enforcement.
Dempsey says the Secret Service will expand communication with law enforcement at future political events.
Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh has been killed in Iran, with the militant group blaming an Israeli airstrike for his death. Tehran is vowing to make Israel regret the assassination, while Israel has not commented on the attack. CBS's Ian Lee.
Tehran will feel the pressure to respond to save face, and we could see retaliation in a number of ways, from targeting Israeli interests around the world to attacking Israel itself. And last April, Iran unleashed a barrage of more than 300 drones and missiles toward Israel. They say this was in retaliation to an Israeli airstrike hitting an Iranian consulate in Damascus that killed 13 people. So we could see that kind of response from Iran again.
The death of the Hamas leader comes after Israeli defense forces say they killed a top Hezbollah commander in Beirut.
Coming up, a changing of the guard for the evening news. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Your home's defense is crucial. Defensive failure is offensive to you. Siding Unlimited is your home's best defensive coach. Windows, roofing, decks, and of course, siding. Siding Unlimited is it. Windows? Siding Unlimited handles several great brands. They are one of only 5 Pella Platinum Premium installers in the whole country. The only one around here. Doors and decks, roofing, siding. Yes, 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 and yes. Nobody can beat Siding Unlimited. When you deal with Siding Unlimited, you'll get honest pricing, guaranteed. What is that? Well, no gimmicks, none of that BOGO, buy one now, get blah, 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 chin boogie. This is what it will cost you, period. Honest pricing. Bolster your home's defense with the best defensive team ever. SidingUnlimited.com.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, John Mercure here for Landworks Wisconsin, locally owned landscape company that's fantastic. I know because they're doing the work in my yard. From their crews to the design consultants to the admin team, they're going to take great care of you when you're taking care of your home or your business. Joe, the guy working at my house, made a good observation. He was out there the other day and said, hey, what about bulbs? They're beautiful in the spring. Think about getting on the schedule for the fall today. You want a beautiful yard next year? You need to put some work into it this year. They are the real deal. LandworksWisconsin.com. Check it out. LandworksWisconsin.com.
At Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, we have just the right people in all the right places to do all we can to catch excellence on our way to perfection.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:08.
A Packers newcomer was shocked by this aspect of life in Green Bay. We'll bring it to you in sports at 7:15.
Racial tensions are at a boiling point at the site of this week's deadly attack in northwestern England that's left at least 3 girls dead.
British police summoned riot gear, clashing with the crowd gathered outside a mosque in the town of Southport near Liverpool. The unrest apparently inspired by speculation about the background of the 17-year-old teenage suspect arrested following the grisly incident. The disturbance came shortly after a peaceful vigil was attended by hundreds in the center of the town to mourn the victims. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
Anchor Nora O'Donnell is set to leave her post at the CBS Evening News.
CBS Evening News anchor and managing editor Nora O'Donnell is announcing that she will leave her role at the anchor desk.
The CBS Evening News starts now.
She's set to leave after this year's election and take on a new position at the network to focus on reporting. In a statement, the 50-year-old says, "I have spent 12 years in the anchor chair here at CBS News, connected to a daily broadcast and the rigors of a relentless news cycle. It's time to do something different." Matt Piper, CBS News.
Wisconsin State Fair opens tomorrow. We'll go live to the fair next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
First, let's get an update on the roads here with Debbie.
All right. Well, northbound on the Rock Freeway, just north of Racine Avenue, we still have this broken down vehicle blocking the right lane. It is a semi. Squad is with it, so you're seeing a bit of a backup heading into that part. Westbound on 894, backed up from just west of 27th Street to 68th. Westbound on 94, a little bit heavy there from 35th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound routes are all looking pretty good for the most part. Also, southbound routes on 41 and 43, nice and clear. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Ugh, hot and humid today. You feel it as soon as you step out the door. High of 88 degrees, but keep the storm chances pretty low for the day, bringing a chance for thunderstorms late tonight and a low of 72. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, warm and humid, showers and storms likely with a high of 84. Right now, Milwaukee at 73.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
Wisconsin State Fair opens tomorrow. 10 a.m. gate time on day one of the Great Wisconsin Tradition. We're going to get you started early this morning. Yes, thank you. WTMJ's Cream Puffapalooza happening now at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Our Steve Scafidi, Kristen Bry are there. They are standing by. The Executive Director and CEO of Wisconsin State Fair Park, Sherry Black. Morning to you all.
Oh, good morning, Vince. And you did all the work for us. Sherry Black sitting right next to us between Kristen and I. Welcome to the fair.
Well, you live here. You basically, you're here.
Do you live here? You're 24/7 now for the rest of the
Not
fair.
quite 24/7. I do go home to sleep and shower, but I come right back.
That's good. The shower thing's important.
All right, so we were talking before we got on air. It's a big debate. How do you eat a cream puff? So I am a seasoned vet, so I know you twist and pull them apart, because then not only do you not lose all the cream by trying to just bite into it as one, but it's almost like it makes it a longer process. You double the enjoyment. Yes. Exactly.
I was intrigued by the fact you have a root beer float version this year, which I'm extremely geeked about. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, well, and we also have raspberry cheesecake, English toffee, birthday cake. I think it's going to chocolate.
How did you guys decide which flavors to put out this year? Like, is there a 15, and then we narrow it down?
Yes, there's taste testing involved. Our bakers are amazing. They try all sorts of flavors. I mean, we've done the specialty cream puffs for the drive-through in the past, and it's very interesting as they narrow down what flavors are going to do best with the cream.
There you go. Well, speaking of food, the Sporkies and Drinkies were yesterday. We have some winners, right?
Yes. So third place went to Camp Bar with the Rising Swine.
Always good.
Yes. Second place went to the Bud Pavilion with their Glazer ham sandwich. So
that sounds delicious, by the way.
It is. Okay. I have to admit, I did taste everything.
Nice.
And then our big winner is the Lemon Bites from Saz's. This is the first time Saz's has won.
That's cool.
Really?
And they've been here forever.
Oh, forever. Wow.
All right.
Forever.
So I'm excited about the fair. will we be noticing anything different quickly on the grounds that we didn't see? The flowers were amazing last year.
Oh, flowers are always amazing. Jill Albanese and her team does a phenomenal job making it look beautiful.
CEO Sherry Black, try to have some fun at the Wisconsin State Fair. Chris and I are enjoying the hell out of this Cream Puff Palooza. We've already had one. Join us throughout the fair. We're broadcasting live, and don't forget you're listening, of course, to 620 WTMJ live at the fair.
Wisconsin State Fair gates open on that 11-day run tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you. Sports coming up next. It's sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Hey, Wisconsin, WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. Hey, go where summer leads you and drive inspired year-round in the new Mazda or Mazda-certified pre-owned model that's right for you. Connect with Holiday for their low, simplified price, more for your trade, then stack that savings with the season's best offers to lower your bottom line in payment. Score generous customer cash on many, or well-qualified buyers can lock in finance rates as low as 0% on favorites, like the invigorating Mazda 3 hatchback, Mazda CX-5 or CX-30, the rugged and refined Mazda CX-50, or the roomy and responsive 3-row Mazda CX-90. Which Mazda's right for you? Treat yourself to a test drive and find out. Team Holiday's fun, simple, and pressure-free buying approach and genuine guest care makes fans of drivers from all over Wisconsin. I'm one of those fans, and confident you will be too. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and online at holidaymazda.com. Holiday Mazda, it's worth the trip.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
Now, time for a sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Greg Hill.
In a traditional baseball season, you win 60 games, you lose 60 games. It's what you do with the other 42 that really make up your season. We'll chalk this one as one of the 60 L's.
1-1. Lifted deep into left field, backing up Chorio all the way back onto the track, looks up, it is gone. Jared Kelnick brings many Waukesha natives to their feet. It's like a Brewer just hit a home run with this ovation for the local kid.
There really wasn't much else to applause this game.
Know, right?
So
Appreciate
at least
the
local
highlights.
boy went yard. That was nice.
Had a lot of fans there last night. You could hear them.
Probably some family in there too,
Yeah.
I would imagine. Last time he was at AmFam Field with the Braves, he went 0 for 4, so he was like, I'm due. I gotta do it.
I'm glad he got his. Happy for him, but let's get ours today then.
Yeah, okay, I like that idea. Brewers,
Good plan.
Braves at 1:10 first pitch, 12:35. Our pregame coverage starts here on WTMJ. Freddie Peralta on the mound this afternoon. So if you're headed out to the ballpark, good pitching matchup for you as the Braves will put Chris Sale on the hill. The trade deadline officially closed 5 p.m. yesterday. The Brewers did nothing on the day. They picked up 3 pitchers in July, so the investment is there, but just no activity on the actual day. One move they did make official, though, was the signing of starting pitcher Frankie Montas from the team from the Cincinnati Reds.
Hey, not often you want to hear this from, well, anyone really associated with your team, but how about the team's defensive coordinator?
I don't think I have any clue what that's going to be like.
Oh, Coach. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Packers' new guy, defense coordinator Jeff Hafley. That was out of context. Here is the context. He was talking this week at training camp about just how amazing the environment is in Green Bay. Sold-out family night coming up on Saturday. He said he can't even imagine. That's what he was talking about there, given that they got 1,500 fans that pack Ray Nitschke Field to watch practice every day.
Shoot, I left last night late, and I think people were tailgating in our parking lot at 9 o'clock at night. We ended practice at like 12:15. I mean, there was people tailgating in our parking lot at 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. Practice has been over for 6 hours.
Don't you love it?
I love it so much.
We forget because that's who we are, right? And then you bring in new people, and they're like, what are all these people still doing here?
Coach, it's Sunday. What else are you doing?
Sunday in Green Bay. 10:30 practice today, open to the best fans in the NFL once again.
A medal count, 26. Count them, 26. Now, they're not all golds. We only have 4 golds. Are we okay with that?
We should say yes.
Yes,
but
I think yes. Like, it's okay.
Where are the golds?
I
demand golds.
It's such a USA. Hold on, I got to get it ready just to make it because we're not getting enough golds. Then we have to just
Let's
own
go.
the USA thing. A gold, though, however, for the U.S. women's gymnastics team, all-around competition yesterday, and yes, they have called themselves the Golden Girls. As official per the win. That was the name of their team. They were the oldest gymnastics team in the competition this Olympics.
I believe they prefer most experienced.
No, oldest. No, it's oldest. And most experienced, too. Simone Biles stealing her 8th gold medal, most decorated women's gymnastics member of the USA team of all time.
Hey, remember we were doing the story the other week about Kohl's, quote-unquote, demanding that employees return to the office, right? And you know me, I'm on the work-from-home thing and that it's not productive and it's not sustainable and more companies are going to be bringing people back into the office.
That's how you feel,
That's
though.
how I feel. I have some information that may counter my point, at least to a degree, on why companies are demanding people return to the office. It's not what I said. We'll do that next.
Hot dog, get your hot dogs here. Hot and fresh hot dogs.
Hot diggity dog, it's baseball season. Wisconsin's Afternoon News has partnered up with Vienna Beef to bring you Brewers Ticket Tuesday.
Tune in every Tuesday during the 3 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets for an upcoming Tuesday home game for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Nothing says summer like a hot dog in baseball, and we've got both on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
On the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic, and now of a year of care, more than that, with Dr. Alex Young and his team. My neck, my back, my shoulder, feeling so much better, and I go now once every other week to make sure things stay that way. So easy to manage my appointments at Connect Chiropractic. I do everything right there on this fantastic app they use. You can change days, you can change your times. Actually, I'm out next week. I'm going to be on vacation. I got to remember to go in and change that. But I don't have to call them. I don't have to bother anybody. Bing, bing, bing. You make the changes. Your next appointment is set. Add that to the list of reasons I'm sticking with Connect Chiropractic, and I would love to see you there. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Special tool to make all the adjustments focused on restoring proper nerve and muscle function. Go visit Connect Chiropractic at Wisconsin State Fair. They're there through the run of the fair, which opens tomorrow, and check it out for yourself. In Delafield and Wauwatosa, Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
It's still summer in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc has you covered for fun in the sun. From bike nights to Saturday rides, or maybe just some retail therapy like a new motorcycle, or just a little something for yourself, there's always something going on. Check out Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at WISHD.com and like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at WISHD.com. Don't just see the world. Feel it right here, right now. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Checking in with Debbie Lazica here at 7:21. Deb.
Alrighty. Well, we still have this broken down vehicle. It is a semi that is stuck in the right lane on northbound 43 on the Rock Freeway, just north of Racine Avenue. Now, we've got backups that are stretching from well before Racine Avenue to that point as everybody tries to shift over to the left lane to get around it. Westbound on 94, heavy from about 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Westbound 894, heavy out of the Mitchell all the way to Forest Home through that construction zone. Rest of the system's actually still looking okay. We've got a couple other broken down vehicles. Northbound 94 around Highway G, and then we've got another one southbound, on the ramp from 158 to southbound 94 in Kenosha County. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your Storm Team forecast for today and through the weekend. High of 88 degrees today, very humid once again, but storm chances remain low until tonight. Chance of storms late with a low of 72. Partly cloudy, warm, and humid. Showers and storms likely on Thursday with a high of 84 degrees. Friday's high 83 with just a slight chance of storms under partly cloudy skies. And here's your weekend. Mostly sunny on Saturday, warm high of 87. Sunday, high temperature of 85 with a slight chance of storms. Milwaukee at 73 right now. Coming up on 7:23 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Eric out this week. Michelle Richards is in for E, and a story that I think you'll find interesting because you've done some work from home, have you not?
I do work
Yes.
from home.
Like exclusively?
100%, yes.
You're 100%
I'm
remote.
100% remote. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
It is.
Well, so you're really going to be interested in this. Some additional insight this morning, if you will, on WFH and RTO. And what's driving it all? Those acronyms: work from home, RTO, return to office. Wanted to update this story here because we have spoken about it from time to time on this here program. And we recently discussed, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel report, that Kohl's corporate in Menominee Falls is, quote, ordering the vast majority of its work from home employees back to the office by fall. I have long claimed that this was, and not just Kohl's, but as you see this in other companies as well, that this is about productivity. And if company leaders felt that everybody was cranking out product and doing good work or whatever at an efficient rate and they were making money, it's all good. Everybody can work from the moon for all they care, right? Everything's good. But despite the adamant testimony of so many work-from-home devotees that they are more productive in that environment, I have argued, and while that's likely the case for some, that managers and people who run companies are seeing it's not the case for the majority and they're done with it and they want people back at work. That has been my argument. Are you one of those who say you're more productive from home, or are you just as productive and it's better for you?
Yes, I think the work-life balance for me, like my kids have all these activities in the summertime and, you know, I could probably lean more heavily on the grandparents, but I'm just getting kids to practice at 4:15 or something. You know, I could not do that if I had an office downtown again.
But now are you giving the man everything you got? Are you working as hard as you normally did in the office?
That's hard
right.
to
You don't
say.
have to say that publicly.
No, I'm finding it difficult this summer with all the kids' activities. And actually, just yesterday, I said out loud, I wish I had a day in the office just to have 8 hours straight of me cranking out stuff.
Well, so my goal here on the show is not to be right all the time. I mean, obviously, I try to and then suggest I get a trophy for that. But we want to try to add perspective. We offer explanations, explore some of these topics. And if I end up wrong, fine. Here's a little bit more information in that regard. I still haven't told you the new insight, but there is something else that may be driving RTO, return to office demand in companies. Tech company called Bamboo HR. They're a software provider for company HR platforms. They did a survey. 1,500 salaried employees surveyed. Certain percentage of them are HR professionals with manager title or above. 52% of those surveyed say they do prefer work from home. Prioritizing, what were those three words you said? Work-life balance. Mm-hmm. Yes. Generation most likely to prefer work from home.
Me?
No.
Really?
Millennials.
Huh.
You're Xer with me, right? You consider yourself an Xer? Right. Millennials, only 37% said they'd prefer to be in the office. Gen Z, most likely to want to be in the office, citing the social aspects of being in a collective workplace. So I'm promising you the payoff here. Another big driving force for companies to demand remote employees come back to the office. They hope you'll quit.
What?
1 in 4, 25% of vice president and C-suite executives, and 1 in 5, 18% of HR pros in this particular survey admit they hope for some voluntary turnover during an RTO, proving in some cases why RTO mandates are layoffs in disguise.
That's ridiculous.
So it's not everybody and it's not every time, but there is some acknowledgement here in this survey that sometimes there's more to it than productivity or workplace culture. You're looking at companies like a middle school breakup, right? You act like a jerk, so then the boyfriend, girlfriend gets fed up with you and they dump you, and you don't have to go through the uncomfortable, right? Oh, I'm the victim here. You're breaking up with me? Oh, this is terrible, right? Make them come back to the office. They refuse. You get to downsize without whacking a bunch of people, which is bad for morale and sometimes bad publicity.
Okay, so we're not looking to hire more people in place of these people. We are looking just to downsize. Okay,
in fact,
and
they
look good.
And they were already looking to do that, and they figured, all right, let's tell them all you got to come back in the office, and a whole bunch of people are going to quit, and then we don't have to fire anybody. See? So I was a little bit wrong, or at least that's another reason that there's this push for return to office. A little bit more nefarious. Just some interesting findings on the work from home, return to office, tug of war that continues all these years post-COVID. News about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up about 200 points to 40,743. The NASDAQ down 223 to 17,147. And the S&P 500 at 5436. That was off about 27 points. You can get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed by working with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com. Want to take you back out live to Wisconsin State Fair and say it with me, Cream Puffapalooza. WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry are there. Welcome to
Puffapalooza.
I'm glad you said it right.
Well, sometimes I give it a break. It's still.
It's not an easy thing to say.
It's not the most natural tip of the tongue.
You know what's easy, though?
Puffapalooza.
You know what's easy? Coming to the State Fair, eating cream puffs. Easiest
Starting
thing in the world.
Starting tomorrow, August 1st through the 11th, and WTMJ is going to be there every weekday, broadcasting live, starting at 9 a.m.
Your show?
My show's going to be there. Your show's going to be there.
I love the fair. What do you most love about the fair from the broadcast perspective? Now, you've never done that.
I've never done the broadcast perspective, so this
love
will be a
the
first
people.
time for me. I love people watching. I love the food. Last year, I was not broadcasting, but I was 8 months pregnant. And came and tried all of the food, all of the Sporky nominees and winners, and then had about 5 Tums. Because that's the kind of food, and when you're pregnant, that is acid reflux. It's a thing.
Here's the cool thing. This is our moment to have fun in Wisconsin. The weather should be great. It's a great fair, one of the best in the country. We just had CEO Sherry Black on. Great food, great entertainment. All of us live at the fair. Come out and say hi. We're right just north of the Expo Center. WTMJ will be there all day into the night. And come out and say hi. Enjoy the fair. This is our summer highlight. At least it is for me. And Kristen will be there. I'll be there. And all the great people you listen to every day on 620 WTMJ.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and folks who live here. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations.
Hi, Vince. Great to be here.
So last time, Jeff, we were talking about insurance programs that have gaps or they're not properly designed and how that can trigger a devastating financial loss for a business. You called that balance sheet events. What are some of the common mistakes you see businesses making?
Vince, contracts are a big concern. Just the other day, we were with a new prospective client, and the owners were concerned they had issues with the contracts they were signing and the contracts that they were using. It's important to understand what those contracts are attempting to do.
Tell me a little bit more about that. What kind of contracts?
Vince, we look at vendor contracts, lease agreements for equipment, and lease agreements for property. Many times, these contracts are trying to shift responsibilities and liabilities to your organization for certain events. Most contracts also include an insurance requirements clause. Many times, we identify where businesses are out of compliance. It's a big issue. The contract requires X. The business has Y. You're out of compliance.
Jeff, what else have you been discovering?
Another coverage that's frequently misunderstood and frequently improperly calculated is business income and extra expense insurance. The limits are too low, the duration's too short, and there's no dependent property coverage.
Sounds like if you're not working with the right team of insurance professionals, it can cost you. So why should a business work with R&R Insurance?
Because R&R Insurance can take these balance sheet events off the table and give business owners peace of mind. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. More information at myknowledgebroker.com. 7:31, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, July 31st, our top story, sending Milwaukee police to Chicago.
I'm Michelle Richards. An opportunity for an airline at Milwaukee Mitchell.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Delays continue on the Rock Freeway northbound, just north of Racine Avenue. Broken down semi stuck in that right lane, so it's causing some issues there. Westbound 94 backed up from 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backing up now from 84th Street all the way through to about Hawley Road. And westbound 894 backing up out of the Mitchell interchange towards Forest Home through that construction zone. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 88 degrees today. Humid conditions as well. Chance tonight of some thunderstorms late. Otherwise partly cloudy overnight and muggy low of 72. Right now 73 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the second National Special Security Event, as they call it, in the Midwest this summer. Just coming up in a few weeks, Milwaukee will send 75 MPD officers to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago next month. Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman will enter into an agreement between Milwaukee and Chicago with MPD officers providing security at delegate hotels and buses, as well as crowd and traffic control.
Authorities are now identifying the 2 people who died after a boat capsized in Port Washington 2 weeks ago. 50-year-old Brian Weinski and his girlfriend, 51-year-old Erin Hartman, both from McKesney Park, Illinois. The person who survived was identified as 26-year-old Carl Saladino from Beloit, who had been wearing a life jacket. Ozaukee County Sheriff's Office received a distress call from a boat sinking on Lake Michigan on July 15th, finding Saladino semi-conscious and the 2 deceased victims unconscious. The overturned fishing boat was found about a mile offshore 3 days later.
Spirit Airlines rolling out plans to tap into a growing demand for premium travel, hoping to boost profitability.
Spirit is introducing Bundles. The Go Big option gives travelers everything for one price. A wider seat, a carry-on bag, check bag, snacks, all included, even that glass of wine. A second bundle comes with a standard aisle or window seat with bags and priority boarding included. Spirit joins Frontier and Southwest in the segment of carriers looking to provide a premium experience. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Spirit, one of 9 passenger airlines with service out of Milwaukee.
An already historic Olympic Games for Team USA. Simone Biles now with more medals than any other American gymnast in history. She still has a chance for more gold with individual all-around, vault, and balance beam in the coming days. But what about her calf injury? Team physician for the U.S. speed skating team and the Milwaukee Bucks, Dr. Carol Vetter, says it might be a chronic injury.
They always have things that we're managing, and we talk about doing their daily vitamin, their daily requirements to maintain good strength. And so my understanding from at least the television coverage is she had a little something going on that seemed to be made worse.
Biles tweaked her left calf while warming up for floor exercise during qualifying on Sunday, but posted top scores on floor and vault shortly after.
The legend grows. She did it on one leg.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right on. Traffic is sponsored by 2 Men and a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at 2menandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
A stormy wedding pic. That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Wow, Wayne, that is a beautiful window.
It sure is, Jeff. It really tackles energy efficiency.
Sure has a nice slide.
It's one of the best screenplays I've ever seen.
They're so easy to close. I'd say it's a grand slam.
If you guys keep making those dad jokes, you're going to be a real pain in my neck.
Oh, that's a good one. Did you hear about this one?
While those two go on and on, let me share something that is not a joke. Order today from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and pay as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. The installation is completed with no mess and no hassle, leaving nothing but perfect results. A new patio door or front door makes for the perfect backstop. How was that one, guys? Ugh, they're gone. Jeff and Wayne love doing the Irish goodbye. Anyway, moving on from the dad jokes, don't miss this great deal from Pella. Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply on 7/31/2024. Uline is here for the hard workers. For the ones rolling up their sleeves, working round the clock, and getting the job done. You're dedicated to doing what it takes to keep a business growing. Uline is dedicated to helping you make that happen. Working 7 days a week, staying fully stocked and ready to ship any of our 41,000 items the same day. Uline, your shipping and industrial supply specialists. Visit uline.com.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue, featuring acts like Here Come the Mummies, Gaelic Storm, and Pat McCurdy. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they've served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 1st and 11. Member FDIC.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
Brewers play-by-play man Jeff Levering joins us live on Brewers 360 coming up at 7:45.
When you think of wedding photos, you think of, maybe the first kiss, the first dance, the whole wedding party.
Sure, absolutely.
How about a tornado?
You don't usually think of that.
So a couple in Nebraska got married. And as they were doing their wedding photos, kind of out in this little town, this was in Nebraska, Haley Bode Austin and Haley Bode. This is the couple.
Okay, Mr. and
Mrs. Bode or Bodie. I'm not sure how they
Let's
say
go
it.
with Bodie. I like that
Bodie?
better.
Okay.
All right, Bodies.
Sounds good. So their wedding photographer was like, oh my gosh, there's a funnel cloud back there. Hurry up. We need to take this picture. And it's adorable. You know, they're looking at each other in love as this funnel cloud is in the background. It's far away. It's not any
It was
immediate danger.
I would agree with that based on the photo.
But the best part of the story is that they're saying that this is a symbol of our love, this tornado. So what is their love is destruction, chaos.
We destroy
death.
everyone in our wake.
But it's a very unique memory to have.
Yeah, it's priceless. I mean, definitely the picture's gone viral. It's pretty cool looking. There was one where one was a lot closer. Do you remember that one? They were kind of up against a fence. It almost looked like in an open farm field, and there was a really visible, like on the ground tornado.
Sky is super dark.
Yeah. This one is the poor man's version of that. It's kind of off in the distance.
Yeah.
Still fairly impressive. News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk, heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
Market volatility, global issues. We hear about inflation easing, but it's still a real issue. More than a few headwinds this year. That's probably why Americans like you feel uncertain about their financial future. Just 59% of affluent Americans felt secure last year, and that's down from the year before. Boomers, not much room for error. Gen X might need more than a 401k. And for millennial families with big dreams, it's time to get real about saving and investing. Talk to Annex Wealth Management. Build security with a partner on your side for unbiased advice. Our goal is a plan that prepares you to maintain your desired lifestyle throughout retirement. Investments are a start, but you may need more. That's why Annex delivers tax and estate planning. There's an Annex plan personalized for you. Annex Comprehensive Wealth fits most individuals and families, but if you've got high net worth with complex needs, Annex Private Client is your solution. Just starting out? Annex Ignite is a great choice. Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Debbie Lazica with an update on the roads here at 20 to 8.
Yep, still got that disabled semi stuck in the right lane on the Rock Freeway northbound, just north of Racine Avenue. Heads up with that. We got backups definitely stretching through that area. On westbound 94, backups out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's got some heavy traffic coming out of the Highway 18 area past Barker Road, and then back on the brakes from just before 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange. Hey, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Heat and humidity stays with us for today. High temperatures in the upper 80s this afternoon. It feels like temperatures in the 90s. Very low chance for rain today. Late tonight, though, into Thursday morning, we'll see the chance for some scattered showers and storms. We'll see another round of showers and storms possible Thursday afternoon with high temperatures in the low to middle 80s. Still the small chance for rain on Friday with high temperatures in the low to middle 80s. Saturday looks dry and hot with high temperatures in the upper 80s. And on Sunday, we're talking mid 80s with a slight chance for a shower or storm. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 73 degrees. In the business, we call it News You Can Use, and it's coming up just after 8 o'clock today. Do you do grocery shopping in your household?
I do.
And you find it to still be more expensive than once, perhaps?
Yes.
Right?
Plus, I have to go multiple times a week sometimes. It's a mess.
Well, some items are more expensive or more inflated than others. And so coming up just after 8 o'clock, we're going to talk with an expert at Outpost Natural Foods. And she's going to break down specifically, in part due to climate change, like what's happening with various crops across the world, where there are some deficiencies in the yields, why that's driving up prices on a few specific items that we all use commonly. And then she's going to offer some alternatives. And it's not like don't use it or something bad, like where you're like, I would never use that or have that. They're actually really good alternatives to some of these staples that are less expensive because those crops are more plentiful.
That would be really helpful.
News you can use.
Really helpful.
Huh?
Thank
Does
you.
that fit the description
I look
or no?
forward to that.
News you can use just after 8 o'clock on Wisconsin's Morning News. Talk to Jeff Levering next on Brewers 360.
Outdoor living is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. Well, there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Get started right away. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited now. Get your yard project onto Outdoor Living Unlimited's calendar while there's still openings. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Grandview Homes will buy your home fast, easy, and stress-free. No real estate agents, no repairs, no cleanouts needed. And our reputation is built on 15 years treating sellers with the dignity and respect they deserve. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today.
The famous Fox & Hounds restaurant in Hubertus is hiring reliable, hardworking cleaners. You'll make real money in a friendly atmosphere, working all morning hours. It's a great part-time job. Inquire today and start next week. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Olympics update, 26 medals in all for the United States. We lead all nations in total medal count, although only 4 of them are gold. Men's gymnastics team goes for the finals tonight in the team competition. Katie Ledecky will be back in the pool later, the U.S. swimmer, with a chance for gold. I'm not sure what event. I think it's 1,500 meter. Is it freestyle? She's got an opportunity to win a gold medal today as well. And both the men's and women's basketball teams for the United States play today. Brewers and Braves once again today. Brewers lost to the Braves 5-1 yesterday. 1:10 first pitch today at American Family Field. Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. And our guest today, as always on Wednesdays, is Brewers play-by-play man Jeff Levering. All right, Level. What's happening?
Hey, good morning. What's going on? I'm just sitting outside watching my dog play around. What's going on? It's going to be a hot one today.
Boy, some nice weather if you're out at the yard. I don't know. One of the games I went to this year, Jeff, I was on that third base side, and you take a direct hit from the sun there. So if you're on that side, definitely bring a ball cap and some sunscreen.
Yeah, smoking. Maybe one of those bucket hats would do you good. Maybe a long sleeve shirt so you don't get a sunburn. Definitely sunscreen and a bucket hat is a good idea if you're on that third base.
Bucket hat, a very strong play. Absolutely support. So trade deadline has come and gone. No action yesterday from Brewers general manager Matt Arnold. However, 3 fairly significant trades to bolster the pitching lineup in the several days running up to that.
Yeah, it was good to pick up Nick Mears. That was, I think, a huge priority to help out that bullpen, which is going to get used a ton. And then to get Frankie Montas from Cincinnati to eat some innings, to get that bullpen a little bit more rest, I think it was really big. So when you look at the rotation now with Peralta, Colin Ray, Joe Ross is back in there. He pitched last night. You throw Montas into the mix, and Aaron Savali, who they picked up earlier in July. It's a very formidable rotation. It's one that's got some legs, some guys that have been around the big leagues a number of times who can eat some innings and help that bullpen moving forward. It wasn't huge, big splash moves, but it was very helpful moves for Matt Arnold and this Brewers team.
Looking for Freddie to have a good outing today in afternoon baseball at American Family Field. I don't know if it's fair to say he's been up and down, but he's had a few outings where you're like, that is not the Freddie that we need as our ace.
Yeah, I think inconsistent's a good word for him. He'll go out there and go 7 innings and give up 1 hit, no runs, and look just dominant. But then some other times he goes out there and it's 95 pitches, it's 4 innings, a lot of foul balls, not as much swing and miss. I think he's going to try and pitch to more contact today. The Braves, first couple of innings, they were ultra aggressive yesterday against Joe Ross. We'll see what they come out doing today. But for Freddie, he needs to be in the zone a little bit more, get to 0-2 and finish guys off. He just hasn't finished guys off the way that he has in the past.
Hey, Level, wanted to ask you about the reception here in the hometown, Waukesha kid, Jared Kelnick, in town with the Braves. Sounded like virtually everybody in the park was paid for by Kelnick. He must have had family, extended family, friends, somebody he dated in middle school. Everybody was there to watch this kid. It was unfortunate for the Brewers because we lost and he hurt us, but good to see a hometown kid doing well.
Yeah, it really is. It's great to see Wisconsin youth sports really pay off, too. You got another big leaguer in Gavin Lux with the Dodgers who's going to come into town in the next homestand for the Brewers, too. It's just really cool to see hometown kids come home and have success. He went 0 for 4 in the first day, so I guess take that as a win. He doubles and homers in last night's game. Hopefully he goes 0 for 4 today, and the Brewers pick up a win. But there was a huge amount of people from Waukesha out there. You love to see that. And there's still a bunch of Braves fans in Milwaukee from back in the day, too, that have continued to support the Atlanta Braves after they were in Milwaukee. So, I mean, it's just a great rivalry. It's great history, and good to see Jared Kelenic have some success because he didn't have a lot of it when he was in Seattle.
You expect to see the Braves in the postseason?
I think they're going to make it for sure. Whether they match up against the Brewers or not, like they did in 2021, is a different story. But if the playoffs ended today, that would be the matchup, and the Brewers would be hosting Atlanta in round number 1.
Yeah, well, I've seen that movie before, Level. I don't like it. That's why I remain on this thing. We have got to chase down L.A. I do not want any part of that wild card round again.
Yeah, I think you're right. At least it's a 2 out of 3 series like it was last year. But for whatever reason, and we've talked about this a bunch, whoever the Brewers end up playing in the postseason, if they end up losing, they either go to the World Series or they win the World Series. We got to get off that hex there.
All right, bucket hat required today at American Family Field. Afternoon baseball, 1:10 first pitch. Thanks, Level.
You got it. Talk to you next week.
All right, Mark Tauscher out this week. We got Jason Wilde from ESPN joining us live next.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned business for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off and 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
For your next exterior remodeling project, we know you're not asking a lot from us. You want the right products for your situation, you want a few different financing options that can make your project affordable, and you want us to do a good job with minimal disruption to your life. And this one's important. You want a warranty that matters. And we know that checking every box makes all the difference. You might be surprised at how many moving parts go into it, but we have just the right people in all the right places to pull that off every day and make it look easy. The company we have took us 21 years to build. It's an awesome place to work because we never stop improving it. And we think we can do this work so well that we can actually change the reputation of exterior remodelers long term. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Ask about our finance options.
Sendik's limited time Hatch Pepper event is back. Order your fresh or roasted Hatch peppers now at sendix.com/hatch.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. What's happening, Deb?
Well, we've got an incident now northbound 894 right at the ramp from Greenfield Avenue off on the left shoulder. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. For the most part, though, we are looking at building volume. Westbound 94 slowing way down out of the Marquette all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's got a heavy ride out of the Highway 18 interchange all the way past Barker Road, and then again from 92nd Street through the stadium. And still dealing with that broken down semi stuck in the right lane northbound on the Rock Freeway just north of Racine Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. We're in a hot and humid stretch here, high of 88 degrees today with humid conditions. But the chance of storms is low through the day. We do bring a better chance of storms in for tonight and a low down to 72. Partly cloudy, warm, and humid with showers and storms likely on Thursday and a high of 84. Friday's high 83 with just a slight chance of storms. Saturday right now looks perfect, 87 degrees the high, and mostly sunny skies. Partly cloudy with a slight chance of storms on Sunday, high of 85. Milwaukee at 73. Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services. Tausch back tomorrow. Today we have ESPN's Jason Wilde. Really appreciate you stepping up for Tausch this week, Jason.
I do it on a fairly regular basis. I'm going to try not to get
up for towels.
I'm going to try not to get too emotional as I say goodbye to you guys.
I've appreciated our time together. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to play something for you. I don't know if you were in the news or yesterday. I think it was actually during your show, but defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, who is new this year, was just talking about the environment at Packers training camp, and it reminded me that we take things for granted. Here's Hafley.
Shoot, I left last night late, and I think people were tailgating in our parking lot at 9 o'clock at night. We ended practice at like 12:15. I mean, there was people tailgating in our parking lot at 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. Practice had been over for 6 hours.
What's funny to me, Wildy, is that he was surprised, and we are not.
Yeah, because as you said, like he's new here, and so he hasn't experienced that before. I mean, there's a guy who has worked in the NFL, has worked in the college game, was a defensive coordinator at Ohio State. We know Ohio State fans are passionate. Was a head coach at Boston College. But, yeah, I know who he's talking about, too, because it was Sunday, and there was a group of people. They had their kids who must have been like 3 or 4 riding their little bikes. They had put up those temporary tents that you have at, like, a soccer game to keep the sun off of you on your bench. And they'd put down like AstroTurf on the pavement. I mean, they were dedicated. So when you put in that much work, I assume then you have to feel like you have to stay long after practice has ended.
On the business of defense, at least as far as Hafley is concerned, everything that I'm hearing out of camp is defense looks good. I mean, again,
we're talking about practice,
but defense looks good.
It does, and while there's kind of this expectation of, well, the new defense, everyone's going to talk about how great it looks. I think this is more than that. I really do. I don't think this is just happy talk with a change. There was not this kind of conversation going on when Joe Barry came in. Frankly, this is the most excited I've seen defensive players since they got Dom Capers in 2009. And I know that there were those that, as Packers fans, who got frustrated with Dom, and that came during the Twitter era and the hashtag of Fire Capers. But if you remember, in 2009 and 10, they were one of the best defenses in the league, and offenses really struggled to handle that fire zone blitz. So they were aggressive, people were really excited, the players were excited, and they were really good. And it feels eerily similar to that.
What did you say, 2009 and 10? And I'm with you. That's the last time as a fan I thought we had a defense that you went into a ball game with and was like, wait do you see what we're going to do to you? Wait do you see what we're going to throw at you? That a team would actually look at. I mean, we've gone the full gamut now of being on the other side where, like, offensive teams can't wait to come in here and play us last any number of years. It's been a minute.
Yeah, and the only other time that I can remember where their defense was really impressive was in 2014, and it was in the second half of that season. Remember, they had injuries, and they had to move Clay Matthews to inside linebacker, and he was fantastic there. In fact, there were some of us who thought maybe he should move there to prolong his career. But during the second half of that season, they were the best defense in the league. Unfortunately, that was the year, and I hate to bring this up because I'm going to get too soon from some people, but that was the year of the meltdown in Seattle.
Oh, it's not.
See?
That one was... I feel like in terms of where that one ranks, and I know more was on the line because that was a trip to the Super Bowl, but I was at 4th and 26. That one hurt more because that one also was over. Like, I was like, all right, we're going to North Carolina. We're going to play, and that was like the team of destiny, the season of destiny, and we're going to roll. I don't know. Which one hurt more for you?
No, it's got to be 4th and 26 because, and you nailed it with the destiny thing. That was the year they go to Oakland and they win after Favre's father passed away, and the whole team rallies around him. They get into the playoffs because of that miracle catch by Nathan Poole for the Cardinals in Arizona against the Vikings.
Gave him a key to the city in Green Bay. I was there.
Right. and then they had the Matt Hasselbeck, we want the ball and we're going to score in overtime, and Al Harris picks him off for a pick six touchdown. So yes, even Brett Favre, I'll never forget this. I asked him, do you believe in this team of destiny stuff? He said, I don't believe in that, Jason, but there's something going on here. And then obviously something went on in Philadelphia that put a stop to it.
Oh, Jason Wilde of ESPN. Really appreciate you, man. Good to catch up.
What a great note to end my
And otherwise
time
good, though. Otherwise, have a good one.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Take care, man. 7:57 on Wisconsin's. Well, I didn't mean to do that to us. 26 he brings up. My bad.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Culver's introduces its first celebrity meal featuring NFL football star and Wisconsin native J.J. Watt. The company will be making a $1 donation to the J.J. Watt Foundation for every J.J.'s Way meal sold, up to $100,000 from August 5th through September 29th. Sparrow Collective closes in Bayview after 15 years. The shop featured handmade art and wares from hundreds of artisans since opening in 2009. Microsoft Corporation buys another 173 acres in the village of Mount Pleasant for nearly $34 million. The company continues to grow its land holdings to support the massive data center campus it is building in the village. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, July 31st, our top story, a fatal crash on Milwaukee's north side.
I'm Michelle Richards. Vice President Harris returns to the Badger State.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound on 94, right about at the end of the ramp from 68th Street. Left lane blocked with a crash. We've also got an issue on 894 northbound, just north of Greenfield Avenue, off on the left shoulder. And this broken down semi finally got cleared off the Rock Freeway north of Racine Avenue. Still have some delays heading past that point. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Got a high of 88 degrees today in your storm team forecast. Humid once again as well. Chance of storms late tonight with a low down to 72. Right now, 76 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, one person dead after crash this morning. Milwaukee's north side, about 23rd and Fond du Lac. TMJ4, Sydney Orr.
We're on the scene right now. It is still very active. Milwaukee police here. There's a car parked here with some significant damage to the front end of it, and crews spending a lot of time taking photos, looking inside and around that vehicle. The ME did confirm with us that one woman has died here on the scene, but the details again surrounding what led up to that, we are still working to confirm.
Milwaukee police have not confirmed whether anyone is in custody.
Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris will be back in Wisconsin next week and could have a guest with her.
Vice President Harris will stop in western Wisconsin next week and is expected to be joined by her as of yet unnamed running mate. It's not yet known what city or cities in western Wisconsin the two will campaign in. As far as who the VP nominee will be, we do know North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper has opted not to be a candidate. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who has reportedly been sent vetting documents by the Harris campaign, will be in Milwaukee today. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Once the receiver of out-of-state officers, Milwaukee becomes now the sender.
75 officers from the Milwaukee Police Department are heading to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Their tasks will include providing security at delegate hotels and buses, as well as crowd and traffic control. By comparison, Illinois sent over 275 officers to Milwaukee for the RNC. The use of out-of-state officers here was criticized after Columbus, Ohio officers shot and killed an armed man west of downtown Milwaukee during the convention. Alderman Scott Spiker says MPD officers will work closely with local Chicago police during the DNC. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Now, the city will be reimbursed for the time and expenses of sending the officers.
The Biden administration today is notifying 25 million student loan borrowers of debt relief options.
Millions of Americans with student debt are getting an email today from the Education Department laying out options for how they could have some or all of their debt canceled this fall. This stems from a proposed rule announced in the spring, a plan B after the president's sweeping student loan forgiveness was struck down by the Supreme Court. President Biden says in a statement the goal is to notify borrowers of the upcoming debt relief programs in advance so they can, quote, benefit swiftly once the rules are final. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Nearly a week now since it began burning, the Park Fire still growing in Northern California, now covering an area about half the size of Rhode Island.
For Mike Wittenberg, it's an emotional return home.
There's just so much gone now. I don't know where to start.
The mountaintop house he shared with his fiance and their 2 young children reduced to rubble and ash.
How do you tell them what happened to home?
I don't know.
The Park Fire is now California's 5th largest wildfire in recorded history.
Do you plan on rebuilding here?
We're still kicking it around. I think it's just too early to know.
It's a decision many who lost a home now have to face. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Forest Ranch, California.
And a lack of winds out of the northwest should keep wildfire smoke from reaching unsafe levels this week here in southeast Wisconsin. Got more on your forecast coming up in 4 minutes.
Israel is bracing for reprisal strikes from Hezbollah and Iran.
Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei threatening Israel with, quote, severe punishment, accusing Israel of killing Hamas's top leader in Tehran overnight. That could include Iran or its proxies striking Israel or Israeli and Jewish targets abroad. Jerusalem not claiming the killing, which has all the hallmarks of a pinpointed, intel-based Israeli hit. In his first remarks Wednesday, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said Israel does not want war, but is preparing for all possibilities. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Coming up, we don't yet know who's going to host next year's Oscars, but we do know who it won't be. That story just ahead.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue, featuring acts like Here Come the Mummies, Gaelic Storm, and Pat McCurdy. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they've served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 1st and 11. Member FDIC.
Haul away big deals this Thursday through Sunday during Fleet Farm's Truckload Savings Event. Get 40 pounds of black oil sunflower seed on sale for $12.99. Save $150 on a Blackstone 28-inch griddle, now just $249.99. Pick up 2 40-pound bags of Diamond Crystal Softener Salt for only $10. And get a 27-gallon industrial tote on sale for $6.99. Don't miss out on truckload deals this Thursday through Sunday only at Fleet Farm.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
Day 5 of the Summer Olympic Games in Paris. A lot of action set for later today.
American swimming star Katie Ledecky will be back in the pool for another final, the 1,500-meter freestyle. She cruised through yesterday's heats, finishing first by a large margin. She hasn't lost in the event in 14 years. There are also 4 other finals in swimming. The U.S. men's basketball team will be back for round 2 against South Sudan. In all, 26 sports are scheduled to hold events, with medals handed out in 11 of them, including surfing and the men's gymnastics all-around, in which Americans Paul Judah and Frederick Richard will compete. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Paris.
On the medal count, the U.S. leads the overall total with 27, leading all nations, but 7th in terms of gold medals, with just 4. We demand more. America demands more gold.
We got time.
Right.
Vince, we don't know yet who is going to host next year's Oscars, but we know who it won't be.
Fifth time won't be the charm for Jimmy Kimmel.
Are we off to a bumpy start?
Sources tell ABC News that Kimmel was asked to host the Oscars next year in what would be his 5th time fronting the ceremony, and Kimmel declined. No word why. And we're told comedian John Mulaney was asked if he'd be interested, and he also said no, having to do with scheduling. No official comment from ABC or the Film Academy, so the hunt is on for a new host, but there's plenty of time before next year's show. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
Okay, we already have the opening joke for the monologue. Everyone knows I was the 3rd or 5th choice for this, right? 8:08 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Wow, Wayne, that is a beautiful window.
It sure is, Jeff. It really tackles energy efficiency.
Sure has a nice slide.
It's one of the best screenplays I've ever seen.
They're so easy to close. I'd say it's a grand slam.
If you guys keep making those dad jokes, you're going to be a real pain in my neck.
Oh, that's a good one. Did you hear about this one?
While those two go on and on, let me share something that is not a joke. Order today from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and pay as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. The installation is completed with no mess and no hassle, leaving nothing but perfect results. A new patio door or front door makes for the perfect backstop. How was that one, guys? Ugh, they're gone. Jeff and Wayne love doing the Irish goodbye. Anyway, moving on from the dad jokes, don't miss this great deal from Pella. Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply at 7/31/2024.
Downtown Milwaukee is the place to be for summer fun. On Saturday, catch the thrills of the Milwaukee River Challenge as collegiate and club teams take on the Menominee and Milwaukee Rivers. Then, make plans to check out Doors Open, September 23rd and 24th, as more than 100 venues open their spaces for public exploration. So come on down. Experience downtown in every sense. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
The Steinhafels Buy More, Save More sale is back. Take up to $300 off of your bedroom, dining, sofas, home office, and so much more. Use Steinhafels 60-month financing to make your dream room even more affordable. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Checking in with Debbie Lazaga here on your morning drive.
All right, well, we've got eastbound 94 at 68th Street with the left shoulder blocked with a crash, so that's going to be affecting your ride coming out of the Zoo interchange. On westbound 94, we got backups from 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, back on the brakes coming out of the Zoo interchange and into Waukesha. We've got southbound on 43 slowing down from before Hampton Avenue down past Keefe. The northbound side's backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Just a low chance of storms today. Better chance of storms late tonight. Today's high 88 degrees of humid conditions and a low down to 72. Right now 73 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
11 minutes after 8 on this Wednesday morning, Wisconsin's Morning News. Michelle Richards in the house says Eric is off through the week. Vince Vitrano here, taking you till 9 o'clock. If you do the grocery shopping in your house, you don't need me to tell you. It is expensive right now to shop for food. In the last 4 years, in the category of food we eat at home, prices are up more than 20%. Though the inflation rate in this category has slowed to a crawl, it's not for the most part getting less expensive than we were. It's just not getting more expensive at that fast rate, right? Yeah. Some of that is economics. Some of it is Mother Nature as well, as climate change is affecting growing regions and crops. Some staples are scarcer in supply than others. However, we're going to walk you through some alternatives today that can save you money. In the business, Michelle, we call it news you can use, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's get to it. Director of Community Relations for Outpost Natural Foods, Margaret Middlestat, is with us today. Great to see you again, Margaret.
Thanks. It's good to see you both too.
So let's start with some of the things that cost more, and then you offer some workarounds. Your recent piece in the quarterly magazine called Graze really caught my eye because some of these workarounds have found their way into my cupboard at home. I didn't know why they were there, and now I know.
Now you know.
So we'll get back into some of that and the underlying issues for why it's so expensive at the grocery store in a moment. But you write that olives are getting more expensive and thus olive oil getting more expensive. As an Italian who uses a ton of olive oil in everything I do.
I know, this might be blasphemy to suggest otherwise.
Yes. Well, I saw avocado oil in our cupboard the other day. Let's go through what's happening with olives and olive oil and then this alternative.
Sure. So the olive growing region is typically in the Mediterranean areas on the globe. And what's happening with climate change is they're experiencing more high temperatures during growing season and drought, and that's affecting the yield. And the yield on olive trees and olives in general is down. And so supplies, are still okay, but it's going to start to affect what's going to be at the grocery store. An alternative to olive oil, and you want something kind of fruity. I mean, that's what olive oil is really known for in flavor. Avocado oil is a nice alternative. And it has sort of a fruity flavor to it, a little different. It does have a high smoke point, so you can use it for, sauteing things and on your stovetop.
You can throw that in the iron skillet. It's not going to
It's not going to burn up and turn to charcoal for you. Another alternative could be grapeseed oil, but we're looking for that. The olive oil flavor is what is really what olive oil for. And so the avocado oil can kind of be a nice little substitute or a step in. Maybe you still have some olive oil, but you may want to switch off between the two here and there to kind of preserve the olive oil for the good things that the really smart dinners that you want to put together,
exactly
your salad dressings and things like that. But it's okay. I mean, either one you can kind of switch around.
Yeah. So I was going to ask about salads. Like a lot of people like to put the olive oil onto their salads just as is. So the avocado oil would be a good choice for that
Absolutely.
too? All right.
Definitely. It's in a lot of paleo diets right now too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Margaret Middlestat is Director of Community Relations for Outpost Natural Foods. You also wrote that, do I say it, cacao?
Cacao.
Cacao, the farms there suffering from lack of water.
Right.
Cacao, cocoa, chocolate. Uh-oh.
I know, right? That's sacred territory here. I mean,
yes.
I love chocolate. We all love chocolate. And chocolate yields are down too. And again, this is because of the extreme weather events related to climate change and climate disruption. And so you were finding that the chocolate yield is down quite significantly. And what we'll see in the marketplace is a slight raise in price. For now. And the idea is to just kind of keep your eyes on things to see if there's any changes in how that's going to show up for your pocketbook. There may be some price differences as we go forward. Maybe you'll see it even like with the holidays coming up, Halloween and chocolate candies and things like that.
Increases, right?
There could be some increases or changes. You may go and say, oh, this is more expensive than what it was last year.
What do we do instead then?
Well, okay, so I'm of the old school where the natural foods movement of yesteryear, carob. It's not necessarily an acquired taste. So if you really, I look at chocolate as being an indulgence. I still do. And so if you're going to purchase chocolate, look for fair trade chocolate because fair trade is an international movement to ensure equitable trade for small scale farmers. And small cooperatives. And so oftentimes with fair trade farms, they are going to farm sustainably. They're going to look for methods to sort of beat climate change, if you will, or at least work alongside with it so that you can still have a yield.
So it's a long-term play.
It's a long-term
right? Yes.
plan, right. So you're kind of looking in the future, looking to see like what might be going on with chocolate and cacao. That's one strategy to look for. So look for purchasing a higher quality chocolate and really treat yourself when you're going to buy chocolate.
The scariest one on the list to me is coffee. I can't not have coffee. What is your alternative?
So coffee is, I'm sure some of your listeners have already seen some price changes with coffee, especially with the gourmet coffees and what you can do as an alternative, look for try teas. Okay, I know they're caffeinated, like roasted teas and things like that. So like Japanese green teas that might be roasted. It gives you that sort of that robust flavor. There are some products that are also in the market. One is called Tea Chino, which is a combination of a number of different plant ingredients that gives you sort of that robust flavor. It's not going to taste like coffee, but it gives you that feeling of you're having a nice, robust cup of coffee in the morning.
You described that really well of what I'm looking to get out of coffee, because I do both. Like, I won't drink coffee all day, so I've got some tea just to keep that going, but I always view that as something lighter, something whatever.
Right.
If you can deliver that, yes, robust is a great word for it.
Yeah, and because that's what we look for. And we look for the ritual behind making coffee, too. I mean, for some people, it's like you get up in the morning, you make your cup of coffee, or you go to work and you pour it out of the carafe. There is sort of a ritual quality to that. It's part of a lifestyle. And so, when you can brew something different, but you can still have it in that same manner, it feels like a part of your routine is still intact. And you feel, things are still whole in your mind's eye.
From Outpost Natural Foods, Director of Community Relations, Margaret Middlestead, is with us. Her article is Stormy Weather.
Yeah.
We're talking about how these various crop yields are affecting our prices at the grocery store. One more for you. You wrote about sugar as well.
Right.
There are plenty of non-cane sugar alternatives that are still natural. We're not talking about bringing in the fake stuff.
Yeah. So, honey is a great sugar substitute. We're fortunate in that we live in a state and we live in a country where there's a lot of pure honey that's not adulterated. It's really, really good. And there's a lot of different honey varieties from different flowers depending on where the bees are pollinating. And so, good old honey. Don't forget about that. There's coconut sugar. So it's from the coconuts. You might get a slight little nutty flavor to it.
Does it taste like coconut?
It may taste a little bit like coconut, but it's not going to overpower if you were having coconut. And you can use that in baking too. So it comes in a powdered form. So you can look for alternatives on the market. Again, if you're wanting to pure cane sugar, look for fair trade. Fair trade certified sugar is again helping to make an equitable future for our small scale farmers. But yeah, there's definitely alternatives. Got to look around, but you can find them.
Do you have an outlook long-term on what's happening with maybe not even necessarily these specific crop yields, but just in general? I imagine with climate change, there are some areas that might benefit, that some areas might now all of a sudden we're growing things here that we didn't, or our growing season is extended. So we got to keep an eye on that.
It's true. And we're sort of in a no man's land, and a lot of growers are trying to adjust as to, where do we move to if it becomes inhospitable to grow in the traditional regions that we're used to growing food in. A lot of these foods that we were talking about today are grown sort of in equatorial regions around the globe. Coffee is grown at slight elevation, but you want that warm climate, so warm days, cool nights. And so it's like, where can we find places to grow some of these products that are different than what is traditional? So, or there might be different strains that are more climate resistant, and a lot of food scientists are looking into that now too.
Well, thank you for that news you can use this morning. Always good to see you. Margaret Middlestead is with Outpost Natural Foods. It's Gray's Magazine, and the article is called Stormy Weather. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
8:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Let's check in on the roads here, Deb. You hear anything you like there?
Plenty of things. I'm trying to take notes, so I'm going to try and see what I can do.
Well, you do some baking, right?
I have been known to try.
No,
I think the oven is still recovering.
I know your mother cooks.
Mom
and
cooks,
has brought in some wonderful items.
Yes,
what, that didn't rub
she
off?
Cooks. I burn water,
okay.
So yeah. But anywho, on to the roadways. Southbound on 43, backing up from just before Hampton Avenue all the way down past Capitol. Northbound's going to be slow right around Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Westbound on 94, we got backups just coming out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And then from Highway 100 into Waukesha County. Eastbound 94 had an earlier accident at 68th Street. That's been cleared. We do still have delays, though, from 92nd Street all the way to about Hawley Road. Hey, by the way, be our eyes on the roads. Report accident slowdowns and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Wisconsin volleyball has a new home.
It's match point in Madison.
Catch all the excitement of the 2024 season.
Oh, my goodness.
And don't miss out on moments like this.
Bacon wide. Point Wisconsin. What a save by the Badgers. another bucky block. Get out of here. It's a block party tonight at the Fieldhouse.
Don't miss any of the action right here on Wisconsin's radio station, 620 WTMJ.
After 30 years of doing knee and hip replacements, Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup thought there had to be a better way, and that led him to regenerative medicine.
I was one of the first orthopedic surgeons to do it.
Now, after 20 years of successful orthobiologic treatments, lots of clinical data, research, and teaching, Dr. Scheinkup is National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
They've done an amazing job of becoming the most significant orthobiologic and regenerative medicine practice in the United States. QC is so far ahead of the game in its science, its protocols, its people, its facilities.
So if you have chronic pain from arthritis and you want to avoid drugs and surgery, call the experts in this revolutionary field, QC Kinetics.
To give patients real lasting relief from pain, that's what I live for. That's my mission.
Get your free consultation now. Call QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Vince Vitrano here for my friends Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical, who would love to help you out with the remainder of this cooling season through the summer. Look at these temperatures. High of 88 degrees today. Humidity mixed in there as well. Lowest temperature for our high I have for you on Friday is 83 degrees, and this humidity is sticking around. So you're running the AC all the time. Now's the time to call Nicole and Brent, family-owned business. YourComfortGuys.com is where you find them. They are still booking appointments right now for your air conditioner tune-up. Now, they're doing a lot of emergency repair as well, because this is the time when your AC is running 24/7, it starts to break down. That's the worst feeling in the middle of the night or even in the day when you're like, boy, it should be cooler in here, and it's not. That's an emergency call. Nicole and Brent at Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical can handle that, but better still is to get on the schedule now and get them out when you don't need them in an emergency. Brent's son Drew also works for the company. He cleaned out all the coils in my AC unit. It was filthy. Leaves and dust and everything covering up the intake. Now my unit's running more efficiently, saving me money, and I don't have worries about it breaking down on me this summer. Book that appointment now before yours breaks down on you. It's Absolute Comfort, HVAC and Electrical. Tell them Vinny sent you. 262-664-9284. Your Comfort Guys. That's yourcomfortguys.com.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft Greystone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft Greystone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
It's time for a Wisconsin Farmers Union Minute. Dairy farmers in Wisconsin and across the nation have experienced boom and bust price cycles for decades, triggered by an imbalance between supply and demand. When milk prices are high, farmers increase production to meet the demand. However, when prices are low, dairy farmers also increase production to help their bottom line, unintentionally flooding the market and driving prices down further. The wild price swings that result make it difficult to manage a business. But there is a better way. The Dairy Revitalization Plan is a growth management strategy that coordinates milk production growth among all dairy producers to stabilize and improve prices for everyone. Unlike quota, which is often viewed as overly restrictive, growth management offers a series of incentives and disincentives to better align milk production growth with demand growth. The Dairy Together coalition of farmers, farm groups, and dairy industry stakeholders is pushing this plan to be included in the upcoming Farm Bill. By implementing the Dairy Revitalization Plan, we can ensure that Wisconsin remains America's dairyland for generations to come. Learn more at dairytogether.com.
826 on Wisconsin's morning. 826? Can you hear me? Is this thing on?
Yep,
you're good.
We can all hear you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It seriously doesn't sound like you can hear me?
No, everyone can hear you, I promise. You're on the air.
Okay.
I'm having the same issue.
Great show. We can't hear in the studio, like there's no, or I don't know, it just sounds like you can't hear me.
Like you can't hear the music right now?
No, I don't hear any music. Oh, there it is. Nope, I don't hear any music.
Nope.
All right, well, you're on the air. You got to trust me with that one, so
Are you
take
sure?
it away.
855-616-1620 is the WTMJ talk and text line. Confirm that we are on the air right now for Craig. I don't believe you.
Trust us.
You're
You're on the air. Yes.
Just act like you are.
Okay.
It's fine.
Well, here we go. Best we can do. I want to bring this back up. Milwaukee County's new increased sales tax is the panacea, is not actually what it may have been as advertised. This is Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley. This is Crawley a year ago advocating for the 0.4% increase in the county sales tax, which he ultimately got.
We are not able to provide the programs and services that so many in our community, our most vulnerable constituents, absolutely rely on. And that's extremely important and why we needed the local option sales tax, because it not only addresses the scale, but it's also the cheapest option that we have available in making sure that we can fill the gap to provide these services.
So despite the sales tax in the county now nearly 1%, that gap persists. What was once a projected surplus for the budget year has not come to fruition. In fact, it looks like we could end 2024 in a multi-million-dollar deficit. From the Comptroller's Office, Financial Services Director CJ Paul.
Here to present a not-so-pretty May fiscal report. As you can see, our fiscal condition has worsened to about a $9 million deficit. And unfortunately, I have worse news on the sales tax front.
Okay, wait a minute. There's worse news still? Please continue.
I have worse news on the sales tax front, which will likely push that deficit up by $8 to $10 million, bringing that deficit closer to 17 or $19 million.
So that's Financial Services Director for the county, CJ Paul, addressing the County Finance Committee. Remember, to great fanfare, that deal was struck with state legislators. The county was allowed to increase its sales tax from 0.5% to 0.9%. And in fairness, I don't recall anyone saying it was going to fix everything. But you definitely had the feel that this is what the county was asking for, fought for, and got, and it was going to do something. Certainly not leave us in a $19 million hole at the end of the year.
Right, this was the plan.
And so why I'm particularly concerned about that is if you were hoping that this might bring about some property tax relief, not only is that not going to happen, but I don't think it's long before we start hearing county supervisors again, maybe quietly at first, saying, well, we're in this hole, property taxes. You and I both live in Milwaukee County.
Yes.
I love living in Milwaukee County. I have lived in Milwaukee County literally my entire life, but for college and my first job. And I love the community in which I live, and I am willing to, because we know people pay lower taxes. You and I are both on the south side. You move 10 minutes further south for you and me, we could probably save a couple $1,000s a year.
And that's
on
huge.
Our property taxes.
That's huge.
Right? You just go over the line into Waukesha. You're in Franklin. I'm in Greendale. Go in there to Muskego, and your property taxes are lower. A couple $1,000s, okay. But over 5 years, that's $10,000. Over 20 years. Start adding that up, and it adds up. And if we get to a point, you got the wheel tax also. You continue to feel like you're nickeled and dimed, and then you have this tax that's been added that was supposed to solve the problem. And not only did it not solve the problem, but now it's worse. Uh-oh, alarm bells. I'm freaked out by this. A couple of things at play here. Maybe we're just not spending as much money. Maybe what is starting to feel more and more like a recession all the time is starting to kick in, and people aren't buying or spending as much. So you're not going to collect that much more in sales tax. On top of that, too, if you have a big ticket item, one of the concerns was you create a sales tax island and people will go elsewhere for those big ticket items. So maybe that's happening. The other thing is the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office is on an unsustainable path, both financially and in terms of the men and women who work there, be it the courts, jail, corrections, the freeways. They are wore out and they are spending tons in overtime because they cannot remain staffed. And so that is a problem, and I don't see a way out for the sheriff's office in the short term. But it's concerning. You've raised your family here and want to continue to do that, but this is not good news for the county right now. So something to watch as they begin crafting their budget for 2025 that is apparently going to look a lot different than supervisors and the county executive expected.
And unfortunately, I have worse news.
Boy, it can be so expensive to dine out, but not at the family-owned Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here, and the Mineshaft has lowered the price of their Wednesday and Friday fish fry to, listen closely, $6.99, and it's all you can eat. $6.99. For smaller appetites, the two-piece dine-in fish fry is $4.99. What a value. Kids 5 and under eat free today from the kids menu. That's right, free. And they can safely play in that world-class game room quietly tucked away from the dining area. You can also build your own big burger or chicken sandwich today with a huge pile of hot fries for under $10. The Mine Shaft right there in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh with lots of seating, plenty of close parking, fired up air conditioner. It's big food. It's big fun. No reservations needed. Just walk in today for your all-you-can-eat fish fry for under $10. The best part of the meal, desserts, are buy one, get one free. Welcome to the cool and comfortable Mine Shaft Restaurant.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue, featuring acts like Here Come the Mummies, Gaelic Storm, and Pat McCurdy. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they've served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 1st and 11th. Member FDIC.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
At 8:33, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News, Wednesday, July 31st. Our top story, an early morning death on Milwaukee roads.
I'm Michelle Richards. Tough times continue for Boeing.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound 94 going to be slow from 92nd Street to about Holly Road, and then you're back on the brakes heading through the Stadium interchange. Westbound 94 backed up from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43 backed up from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way to Keefe, and westbound 894, that's heavy out of the Mitchell interchange all the way over towards Forest Home. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy today, humid as well with a high of 88 degrees. Chance of thunderstorms late tonight, low down to 72. Milwaukee temp up to 76 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, person dead after crash this morning, Milwaukee's north side, 23rd and Fond du Lac. TMJ4 Sydney Orr is there.
We're on the scene right now. It is still very active. Milwaukee police here. There's a car parked here with some significant damage to the front end of it, and crews spending a lot of time taking photos, looking inside and around that vehicle. The ME did confirm with us that one woman has died here on the scene, but the details again surrounding what led up to that, we are still working to confirm.
Milwaukee police have not indicated whether anyone is in custody.
Today is not the day to test your lead foot, and if you are thinking of trying, just don't.
Welcome to Speed Awareness Day. Did you know in Wisconsin, one person was injured or killed in a speed-related crash every 78 minutes in 2023? And it seems like things have only gotten worse, with speed playing a major factor in most reckless driving instances. Well, the Wisconsin DOT and law enforcement agencies are teaming up to participate in special speed enforcement and education efforts, spreading the word about the dangers of speeding. Speeding is not just breaking the law. The consequences can also range anywhere from wasting gas to being just plain treacherous. So let's ease up on the gas and stay safe on the roads. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Vice President Kamala Harris is coming back to Wisconsin already next week. Could have a guest alongside her.
Vice President Harris will stop in western Wisconsin next week and is expected to be joined by her as of yet unnamed running mate. It's not yet known what city or cities in western Wisconsin the two will campaign in. As far as who the VP nominee will be, we do know North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper has opted not to be a candidate. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who has reportedly been sent vetting documents by the Harris campaign, will be in Milwaukee today. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Boeing continues to face financial turbulence.
Boeing says it posted a $1.4 billion loss in the second quarter. The loss was bigger and revenue was lower than Wall Street expected. The airplane maker also says it's hired a new CEO. The company is mired in crisis after a cabin panel on a 737 MAX 9 jet blew off in midair in January. That led to a slowdown in production of its top-selling plane and a management shakeup. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Opening bell and the Dow Jones is up 56 points to 40,799 at the moment. S&P 500 at 5,500. That is up 64, and the NASDAQ rising as well. NASDAQ is up over 300 points at 17,467 as we get things started on Wall Street today. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com. Traffic is sponsored by Two Men and a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at twomenandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Big sale alert in Racine. Rasmussen Diamonds hosting a 50-50 sale this Friday and Saturday. So that's August 2nd and 3rd. Fashion jewelry, wedding bands, and even some engagement rings are up to 50% off. It's the biggest sale in a decade. They're getting ready for their 125th anniversary over there. Rasmussen Diamonds in Racine on Washington Avenue, August 2nd and 3rd.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Had family and friends over this summer? Realized you are not proud of your outdoor space? Vince Vitrano here. Call my partners at Great Lakes Landscape. Having a big party? Get them out to the house with some new colorful plants, perennials. They'll spruce things up. Or maybe we're going big and bold with a retaining wall, paver patio, fire pit, anything in between. With Great Lakes Landscape, you get an experienced consultant to draw up your dream plan and an expert crew of professionals to install it. Act now so you do not have to wait in line in spring. Great Lakes Landscape. That's Great Lakes Landscape, WI.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Wisconsin coating professionals and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Oh man, well you came and you gave without taking.
You told him to play it.
I did. I told him I don't know a lot of Barry Manilow and that I trust him. This is good.
I got a question. Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
That's about all I know of Barry Manilow. Is that line from Breakfast Club.
Well, Barry Manilow is coming to the Pfizer Forum on Saturday, August 3rd. But while he's there, he is going to award a Cudahy High School music teacher a grant, a $5,000 grant, plus Cudahy High School with $5,000 for new band instruments.
Nice.
So I didn't know that Barry Manilow did this. He has had this foundation, the Manilow Music Project Award Contest is what it's called, and students get to submit names of their favorite music teachers from different high schools, and they voted Alex St. Louis as the winner. But it all started, I guess, when Manilow's daughter had a friend in high school that needed a saxophone, and he was like, oh, well, why can't you have a saxophone? And over the years, through volunteers and his management company, over $10 million has gone towards instruments and scholarships for high school and college music students across the country.
I forget, are your kids band kids?
I will have one in band.
Yeah,
I had
okay.
one in orchestra last year.
You're going to need to contact Barry for some funds.
Yeah.
It's
nice
not
job,
cheap.
Barry.
No, for sure. That's awesome. All right, so that'll be here in Milwaukee, and that award to Cudahy. Very nice. Thank you, Mr. Manilow.
Questions? Yeah, I got a question. Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
The answer to that question, Mr. Bender, next Saturday.
And all I could taste was love the way we
You remember that line from Breakfast Club?
Oh,
Deb?
absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got a question. All right, go ahead. Go ahead,
All
Bender.
right, southbound on 43, backing up before Hampton Avenue all the way down past Keefe. We got the northbound side slowing down right around the North Avenue curve up towards Capitol Drive. Westbound 94, slow from 13th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, with the eastbound side heavy from 84th Street and in pockets all the way through to 35th. And 894 westbound delays out of the Mitchell interchange heading west towards Forest Home. That's through that construction zone. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
When you ask people here what's the one thing that makes Diamonds Direct their favorite jeweler, for some, it's the unbeatable pricing we get through our direct importer. No middleman connections. The foundation of our business since day one. For others, it's the uncompromising quality. From hand-selected diamonds to handcrafted designer rings. Only the best of the best. Some people put selection at the top of their list, as Diamonds Direct offers up to 30 times the options you expect from a typical jewelry retailer. For some, it's our luxurious showroom with diamond experts who genuinely care about your experience and happiness, and who are empowered to do whatever it takes for you. Others rave about Diamonds Direct's unmatched warranties and guarantees that include free service for life and an extraordinary 110% diamond upgrade promise. But you know the most often answer we get when asking what makes Diamonds Direct stand out? It's not one thing, it's everything. Diamonds Direct. Value, luxury, choices, and confidence. Get directions, hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, now open in Wauwatosa.
Did your home suffer damage from a storm or severe weather? Don't stress any longer. Loyal Family Renovations treats all of its customers like they've joined their personal family, and every project as if the work was being done at their own house. Loyal Family Renovations has a leg up on the competition due to the personal relationships they've built with insurance adjusters over the years. Loyal Family is family-owned, and the loyalty belongs to their customers. Contact them today to get your free home inspection. LoyalFamilyRenovations.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. We're all living longer. That means in all of our families, people are facing Alzheimer's, dementia, and other memory-related issues. Azura specializes in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They're Wisconsin-based, 14 in our state, 4 in our area. I've been in their buildings. They're fantastic. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, empathy and compassion at the core. It's Azura.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Come on and lift your glass. You've won your own free pass to be our guest. If your stress beats fine dining, we suggest to be our guest, be our guest, be our guest.
Beauty and the Beast on stage now, and for one of the last times by a local theater group ahead of the rights going back in the Disney vault. They do this from time to time. There's a national tour coming, so you won't see this on stage at the high school or in any of the local theater companies for quite some time. Greendale Community Theater is putting it on. Show runs through this weekend, and Beast is in the studio with us this morning, looking most unbeastly at the moment. Great local performer Sean Holmes in scrubs from your day job, or as the case may be, your night job.
Yes,
great to see you, man.
Good morning.
So Sean is an ER nurse by day, or again, as the case may be, night.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. How do you balance that, my friend?
When I can sleep. When I can. So you have to sneak it in there a few times.
Yeah, because you rehearse at night. I mean, because many people in community theater are doing day jobs, right?
Yes.
They're doing theater because they love it and they want to be on stage, but you're balancing that with, your actual job.
Yes. So like you said, mostly the rehearsals are anywhere between, it could be 2 p.m. starting at 6 p.m. to like 9 p.m. or 10. And then most of the times when I do is I go right straight to work right after that. Work till 7 in the morning, rinse and repeat.
Now, something I wanted to talk with you about, and I will point out also, Sean Michelle has the distinction of having appeared with both Vitrano girls on stage
Yes.
at one time or another. It was with
Awesome.
Ella and Les Mis at Waukesha Civic, and Olivia was
Shrek.
one of the, it was Shrek the Musical, one of the young princesses. So a couple of questions on dealing with young performers in a moment. But what I wanted to point out is, Sean, I've also seen you in professional theater as well. So how do you balance, like, in terms of which gig to take? Sometimes this one pays, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you're out there working for free.
So I usually audition for shows that mean something to me or something that I'm drawn to, whether it's paid or not be paid. So if it's a show that I can see myself be a part of, I'm going to audition for it.
So the Beast spoke to you.
The Beast spoke to me in his deep voice that he had.
I don't see the fit. No, I don't. Perfect.
Oh, but he ends up being a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, tell me a little bit about the show, what you're enjoying about the role, and then you have a lot of talent on that stage as well. You look at the cast list; it's phenomenal.
Disney's Beauty and the Beast at Greendale Community Theater. It's I haven't done a show there since Shrek, and it's a good feeling to come back, quote unquote, home, and to be a part of a show that's so iconic with Belle and Beast and the castle characters. It's always a great feeling to see little kids dressed in like a Belle green or a gold costume, or have a guy with a Beast costume on too. It's always a good feeling just to be on stage and share that emotion and that journey with the cast and crew that loves what you do as well.
I bet for a lot of them too, it might be their first ever theater experience, right?
Yes.
And you have the opportunity to give them that gift that will keep them coming back.
Yes, on stage and off stage. Our Chip is one of our music director's little son. I remember in Les Mis, he held him while playing the piano at one point and was just debuting his son to theater, and now he's on stage doing what he does best.
You anticipate any sing-alongs at all, like the kids just getting all excited?
Time. There is one point in the last show that we did on Saturday. I don't know if you recognize it from the actual Disney animated show. He said my line before I did.
What?
And he yelled it. I was like, oh my God. But I couldn't show that on my face. I was like, yes.
Hang on, it's coming.
It's coming.
Oh, that's adorable, though.
What's it like working with young performers, though? As I mentioned, both my daughters were so fortunate to have worked with you. And fortunately, they have gone through first stage and had a little bit of training. But sometimes, especially if you're talking community theater, you're dealing with kids who've never been in that environment that you know so professionally.
Like, kids are sponges. They absorb and take everything as little as you do or as major as you do. And I try to make sure to be aware of what I'm doing, saying, or portraying. And I love to see that their eyes glow when they see the magic of theater be brought to life, from the start of a audition process to the closing night. And it's just amazing to be a part of that experience. So I can't complain. It's great.
Sean Holmes, local performer, is in studio with us. His show right now is with Greendale Community Theater, running this weekend, Beauty and the Beast.
I'll be there.
You're going Friday,
I'm
right?
going Friday.
All right. Is anybody dressing up? They might be a little old for that.
I don't think we have anything that still fits.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of things that can happen. So you have some time to go get your golden dress for the bell size.
Sean, what else do you have coming up in the fall?
I have a few concerts coming up. One will be at downtown here. There'll be an Adele tribute concert. We'll be singing a part of that.
Fantastic.
At Waukesha Civic Theater. At Sunset Playhouse. They are doing musical main stage there.
Yeah.
So I'm part of two of their things. One is a Vegas themed, another one is a boy band themed. So you'll see me doing that.
Theater scene in general, music theater or straight Death of a Salesman, what have you, right?
Yeah.
How do you describe it in Milwaukee right now, and in terms of the health? Where are we? Are we okay?
I think we're great. I think we're fine. The theater scene is thriving. We're still coming out of the sluggish era of COVID. But
Still, right? Like, talk about any industry that took the longest time to get back up to speed. It's this one.
Easily theater, because now you have to bring everybody that was already coming to theater, bring them back. And now you have to draw new people to come see the shows as well. So it's a slow but up-trending process. So.
And we have options, too. I mean, you don't have to be always going to the big Broadway shows.
No.
I mean, we've got the Greendale Community Theater. We've got Forte is based in Franklin. My daughter was just part of one of their productions this past weekend, and we have choices.
You have choices. You have the community theaters. You have your regional theaters. Some people are streaming it online, but we prefer you to come in person. But yeah, always options there.
Affordable as well, as you mentioned, $18 for adults. Students and seniors are just $15 to come in and see Beauty and the Beast.
And there's a lot of talent on stage. There's a lot of singing on stage. You'll have a good time. And if you want to sing along, you can. If you want to come in the aisle and dance with us, you definitely can. So yeah.
Sean, I really appreciate your work and your day job as well.
And my day job.
But always a pleasure to see you on stage. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
That's Sean Holmes, as we said, Beauty and the Beast, Greendale Community Theater. It's at the high school. Shows Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Have you seen Beauty and the Beast on stage?
I've directed it.
You directed it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I have when I was directing shows in Grafton. So, yeah. That's an epic show, by the way. It's so cool to see on stage. So
see the kids dressed up in your audience as well?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
That's the best, right?
Jaws dropping as the Beast comes up to say hello. Yeah. Good times. Southbound on 43, we do have some backups from just before Hampton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's going to be backed up from about Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. So it's pretty typical stuff there. We got westbound 94 backed up from just before 27th Street to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slow from 92nd Street through the stadium. And then 894 westbound still has some delays leaving the 27th Street area all the way to about Forest Home. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Miss any of the truth on WTMJ?
I'm representing the bull.
Maybe there's something wrong with me.
Catch the podcast wherever you get your podcasts and catch up on moments like this.
John, if you wanted to come on the show, all you had to do, you didn't have to make Biden quit to come on the show.
And listen to The Truth on WTMJ every Sunday from 7 until 9 with Dr. Ken Harris and Denise Thomas, right here on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Is it time to replace the siding at your house? First off, you got to go to Tri-County Contracting. You can hit up their showroom in New Berlin to check out the vinyl siding and the LP Smart Side they have on display. They'll help you find that siding and the color that you will love. And if you're worried about price, don't forget about the 30-year no-faded paint warranty. Transform your house and increase the value. Worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Everybody knows, if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25,000 in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. Does your CPA help you plan for your future or just tell you how you did? We just helped a manufacturing client triple their space by working with a bank we know. Their bank wouldn't help, so we contacted a banker we work with who said yes, with very favorable terms. We're also working with a Milwaukee area restaurant to pass ownership between generations and expand the restaurant. They will be able to add more tables and update their equipment using a combination of bank and government financing, again on favorable terms. When their bank said no, we found one who said yes. This is what we do at the Neal Group. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow, not just record history. What about you? Do you want to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting to tell us your story and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait, do it now. That's nealgroup.net.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Storm Team Forecast brought to you by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Hot and humid today, high of 88 degrees. We keep the storm chances low through the day, then bring in a better chance for storms late tonight. Tonight, a muggy low of 72. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s through the weekend. Weekend looking mostly good at this point, Michelle. Mostly sunny on Saturday, high 87. Sunday's high 85 with just a slight storm chance. But as we say in Wisconsin, it's early yet in terms of the forecast.
I'm going to be at the pool.
I'll take it, right? Hot. One more time, I want to share with you. Remember, we got a new defensive coordinator up in Green Bay. His name is Jeff Hafley. He's worked in the NFL. He was most recently a college head coach, but he hasn't experienced Green Bay Packers training camp in Green Bay. This was him the other day talking about how the fans have been.
Late, and I think people were tailgating in our parking lot at 9 o'clock at night. We ended practice at like 12:15. I mean, there was people tailgating in our parking lot at 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. Practice had been over for 6 hours.
So?
Right, yeah, right? To us, it's like, yeah, that's what we do. And we sometimes forget that for these folks who are new to the Green Bay Packers, they're like, what are all these people doing here? It's practice. Yeah, well, there. He said he can't imagine what it's going to be like for family night, which is coming up already on Saturday. 10:30 practice is open to the fans in Green Bay today. 8:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News. WTMJ Steve Scafidi and the Political Power Hour up next.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Culver's introduces its first celebrity meal featuring NFL football star and Wisconsin native J.J. Watt. The company will be making a $1 donation to the J.J. Watt Foundation for every J.J.'s Way meal sold, up to $100,000 from August 5th through September 29th.